My 6 perverted female clients. Qin Yu is an orphan. When life closed a door on him, it also opened a window, giving him the kind of looks that could outshine any rising star, along with a height of 188 centimeters. Under the guidance of a skilled mentor, Qin Yu became a professional flower protector. His clients are all stunning beauties, but none of them are normal. There's a beautiful college campus goddess who suffers from misandry. A queen from the underground world who happens to be a bit of a crazy personality. A cold, ruthless female CEO from a listed company with a heart of stone. A top-tier celebrity who's so obsessed with playing various roles that she can't distinguish between fiction and reality. And then there's the stunning beauty who actively pursues him, but... Chapter 1, Life is Fair After All. Hey! Life is still fair. It gave me this handsome face, so I won't starve to death. In the college dormitory, Qin Yu was talking to himself in front of the mirror. But inside, he was thinking, 3 more months until graduation, then I can fly away and live the life I've always dreamed of. Seeing Qin Yu posing in front of the mirror, his chubby, big-eared roommate, Zhang Qiang, couldn't help but feel a mix of envy and jealousy. Can good looks fill your stomach? Do you know what people say behind your back? Zhang Qiang sneered. What do they say? They say you're a dog licking at the heels of the campus goddess, always following her around like a lost puppy. The worst part is, she doesn't even give you the time of day. Your reputation is ruined. Heh, let it be. With my background, what do I need a reputation for? Qin Yu replied casually. Hey! Seriously, Qin Yu, what are you after? That campus goddess father is a famous wealthy businessman in Zhonghai. Do you think just because you're handsome, she'll pay attention to you? Stop dreaming. Zhang Qiang mocked. Qin Yu merely smiled faintly. He didn't care about his reputation. After all, he had crossed over from another world. In his past life, Qin Yu had just graduated from university. On his first day at work, he was hit by a large delivery truck and died. Then, he reincarnated into this 18-year-old boy, also named Qin Yu, in a world called Blue Star. At first, he thought he was the protagonist of this world, expecting to have some amazing system or a special ability like a golden finger. But soon enough, Qin Yu realized that he didn't have anything like that. And after merging with the memories of this body, Qin Yu was even more devastated. This new Qin Yu was an orphan who had lived a miserable life from the start. After getting into Zhonghai University, he received terrible news. His childhood sweetheart, the one he promised to marry when they grew up, had committed suicide by jumping off a building at her adopted home. Crushed by this, the former Qin Yu had considered ending his own life, which ultimately led to this reincarnation. After merging with his past memories, Qin Yu felt that his previous self had been overly sentimental and didn't cherish his life enough. Still, he was grateful to his former self because that's how he got the chance to be reborn. He decided to live his second life well, but reality quickly slapped him in the face. Qin Yu realized he couldn't even afford his tuition. He initially thought he had turned into a useless person, but then, when he looked at himself in the mirror, he realized that life was fair after all. He had been blessed with a face that could outshine any popular idol and a height of 188 centimeters. If he wanted to, he could probably debut in the entertainment industry right now. Since fate had allowed him to be reborn, Qin Yu decided to live off his face. With the guidance of a mentor, he decided to put himself out there and make a living. Qin Yu had to choose between getting a girlfriend or getting money, so he chose the money made by getting a girlfriend. The campus goddess Zhang Ningji, the one Zhang Qiang was talking about, was actually one of Qin Yu's clients. Her mother secretly paid him 30,000 yuan a month to act as a puppy for her daughter, making sure no other men could get close to her. It had been more than 3 years of this, and Zhang Ningji was already fed up with it, constantly slapping or scolding Qin Yu, treating him like a servant. But Qin Yu didn't mind after all. 30,000 yuan a month was nothing to complain about. Qin Yu quickly changed into his clothes, fixed his hair into a perfect style, and prepared to celebrate Zhang Ningji's birthday. First, he stopped by the flower shop at the school gate and bought a discounted bouquet of roses. Then, he stood outside the girls' dormitory and waited. Passing girls couldn't help but look at him with admiration. Wow, it's Qin Yu. He's here waiting for our campus goddess again. If he were chasing me, I'd agree to marry him right away. Hey, you. Go look in the mirror and see if you can even compare to our goddess Zhang Ningji's pinky finger. HMPH, what's wrong with a little fantasy? You're hiding photos of Qin Yu too, don't think I don't know. You take them out at night for your own little pleasure. Qin Yu didn't pay any attention to the chattering girls around him. He simply waited patiently. There were, however, many girls who looked down on him. He was clearly a handsome guy, yet he chose to be a puppy for Zhang Ningji. Inside the dormitory, Zhang Ningji was surrounded by her roommates. Her roommate, Luo Wenwen, was a cute girl with a baby face. She grabbed Zhang Ningji's arm and said excitedly, "Ningji, Qin Yu's already downstairs, holding a bouquet of roses. He is definitely here to celebrate your birthday. You're so lucky, having such a handsome guy chasing you." Zhang Ningji's expression remained cold, but there was a barely perceptible smile at the corner of her lips. HMPH, I've never agreed to his pursuit. He is just my dog, nothing more. Ningji, only you could turn down a guy like Qin Yu. Are you going to celebrate your birthday with him or not? Zhang Ningji rolled her eyes. I said I'm celebrating with you all. I've already booked a restaurant. Let us change and head out. The roommates quickly changed into pretty clothes. Once ready, the four girls walked out of the dorm. Sure enough, they saw Qin Yu standing at the entrance, smiling and holding a bouquet of roses. As Qin Yu saw Zhang Ningji walking out, he sized her up. She was, after all, one of the top 3 campus goddesses, a stunning beauty. Today, Zhang Ningji was wearing a simple white dress, looking like a noble princess. The hem of the dress gently swayed with the wind, perfectly complementing her graceful figure. Her delicate face was lightly made up for her birthday, making her even more breathtaking. But in Qin Yu's eyes, no matter how beautiful she was just a client. Qin Yu jogged up to her, offering the bouquet with a charming smile. Ningji, happy birthday. These roses are for you. Meanwhile, a group of fangirls nearby let out a collective "oh" in admiration. They were envious and jealous. If Qin Yu had given them flowers, they'd have immediately agreed to go with him. But Zhang Ningji remained indifferent. I don't like roses. Don't bring them next time. And also, don't hang around my dorm anymore. I really don't like it. Her roommates looked sympathetically at Qin Yu, but he remained calm. He was used to Zhang Ningji's attitude. After all, this was just his job. Ningji, if you don't want the flowers, can I at least spend your birthday with you? Her roommates looked at Zhang Ningji with anticipation. They really wanted Qin Yu to come along. Such a handsome guy, with a body like a model. Even if he wasn't their type, they couldn't deny how nice he looked. Feeling the pressure from her roommates, Zhang Ningji's expression softened just a little. Fine, you can come. But don't get too close to me. Qin Yu was stunned. What? Miss, why are you acting so differently today? Normally, you'd push me away, but now you want me to come along? Qin Yu couldn't help but mentally complain, thinking he'd just relax and sleep in his dorm. But now. He reluctantly agreed and followed Zhang Ningji and her roommates to a fancy restaurant near the school. As soon as Qin Yu sat down across from Zhang Ningji, his phone rang. He picked it up and was surprised to see that it was a call from Zhang Ningji's mother. He gave Zhang Ningji an apologetic look and walked aside to take the call. Hello, Mrs. Su. What can I do for you? Qin Yu, I'm waiting for you at the school gate. Come out immediately. I need to talk to you. Qin Yu was shocked. Mrs. Su had never shown her face since paying him to be her daughter's dog. The money was always sent on time every month. Why did she suddenly want to meet him now? This was his sponsor, and Qin Yu didn't dare to be rude. He quickly responded. Okay, Mrs. Su. I'll be there in a few minutes. Good. You have 5 minutes. Chapter 2, Queen of the Underground World. Qin Yu hung up the phone and immediately approached Su Ningji, cautiously saying, Ningji, I need to step out for a bit. I'll be back soon. Su Ningji rolled her eyes at him, showing an indifferent expression as if it didn't matter whether he was there or not. Qin Yu awkwardly smiled. Right, how could Su Ningji care about him being around when she disliked him so much? With a sigh, Qin Yu left the restaurant and quickly ran toward the school gates. Upon arriving, he saw a long Mercedes-Benz Maybach parked outside. He walked up, knocked on the back window, and the glass slowly rolled down. Inside was Su Ningji's mother, Hu Pei Jun, her face well maintained but hidden behind large sunglasses, making it impossible to read her emotions. Qin Yu immediately bowed respectfully. "Oh, Mrs. Su, you were looking for me in such a hurry. Is there something wrong?" Hu Peijun looked Qin Yu up and down. It had been 3 years since she last saw this young man, and now Qin Yu was even more handsome and charming than before. Even Hu Peijun, a beautiful woman in her 40s, almost couldn't resist the charm of this puppy dog younger man. But today, Hu Peijun was here for one purpose: to end her collaboration with Qin Yu. Her daughter, though incredibly beautiful, had a severe misandry. This was the reason Hu Peijun wasn't too worried about Qin Yu getting emotionally involved with her daughter. However, she feared that if their relationship ended, Qin Yu would continue to stalk her daughter. So, Hu Peijun's tone was cold as she tossed a black bag out of the car, which landed on the ground with a thud. "There's 500,000 inside. Your work is done. Don't show up in front of my daughter again, and don't try to win her over. She's not the kind of person someone like you can be with." Qin Yu immediately widened his eyes, but within moments, he was overwhelmed with joy. Finally, he was no longer trailing behind that arrogant princess as her puppy dog, and Mrs. Su was being so generous. She even gave him a 500,000 yuan farewell fee. Qin Yu felt like giving Mrs. Su a passionate kiss for this. He picked up the bag with a natural expression, bent slightly, and bowed deeply to Mrs. Su. "Mrs. Su, you gave me this job when I needed help the most. For the past 3 years, I have worked diligently to take care of Ningji and meet her needs. I have been true to my job, so I sincerely thank you." After saying this, Qin Yu excitedly grabbed the bag of money and walked away. Mrs. Su, behind her sunglasses, looked puzzled and strange. She had said those words, and even thrown the money on the ground, hoping to make Qin Yu stop pestering her daughter. After all, her daughter was a campus goddess, and if Qin Yu spent too much time with her, he might even fall for her. But what she didn't expect was how calmly Qin Yu accepted everything. Hu Peijun didn't think much more of it and instructed the driver to leave. Qin Yu, holding the bag of money, excitedly made his way to the bank near the school. When he saw the extra 500,000 added to his bank account, he couldn't help but smile to himself. "I've pretty much saved enough by now. After graduation, I'll leave this city and fly high, har 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 har." Now that his collaboration with Mrs. Su had ended, he no longer needed to attend Su Ningji's birthday party. However, back at the lavish restaurant, Su Ningji's expression was dark. Qin Yu had said he was stepping out for a bit, but it had already been over half an hour, and he still hadn't returned. Her roommate, Luo Wenwen, asked in confusion. "Ningji, where's Qin Yu? Why hasn't he come back yet?" "Yeah, where is he?" another roommate asked. Su Ningji pouted and looked upset. "How would I know where that bastard is? But, he likes you so much, how could he leave your birthday party for so long?" Luo Wenwen pressed on. Su Ningji's patience wore thin as she thought of Qin Yu. She was already annoyed by his absence. She had invited him to her birthday, but now he had disappeared for over half an hour. She was fuming inside, wondering what she'd do when he showed up. But Su Ningji's frustration was pointless. At this moment, Qin Yu was already back in his dorm, lying on his bed, fast asleep. Another half hour passed, and the girls had finished their meal, but Qin Yu still hadn't returned. "Ningji, look, the food's almost gone. Why don't you call Qin Yu to come here?" Su Ningji hesitated for a moment, then remembered her pride. She couldn't let herself call him, after all, she was the proud campus goddess. How could she call her puppy dog? But instinctively, she reached for her phone. Suddenly, she realized something: she never saved Qin Yu's phone number. To avoid being harassed, she had only added him through a secondary WeChat account. And every time she contacted him, it was either to make him run errands or to be her shield. For example, calling him late at night to bring food, or having him queue up for concert tickets for her. Sometimes, she even made him come out to be her punching bag when she was in a bad mood. Su Ningji opened her WeChat and clicked on Qin Yu's profile. She was taken aback when she saw the messages. She had never initiated a conversation with him, and all the messages were her unreasonable demands. For example, late night food runs, asking him to be her manual labor on weekends, and waiting all night in line for concert tickets. In that moment, Su Ningji froze as she looked at those messages, and her mind wandered to Qin Yu's handsome face. Her feelings of misandry softened slightly. What was she thinking? Would she fall for this puppy dog? That's a joke, right? Su Ningji immediately dismissed the thought but found herself blushing. Ningji, why don't you just call Qin Yu? Luo Wenwen asked. Su Ningji quickly put her phone down, afraid her roommates would notice her flushed face. HMPH, if he doesn't come, then forget it. We don't need to wait for him. I'll never pay attention to him again. Su Ningji pouted, and her roommates immediately dropped the topic. They didn't dare continue talking about Qin Yu. However, they couldn't help but feel a little regretful. They had really wanted to see such a handsome guy. Meanwhile, Qin Yu, lying on his bed, had completely forgotten about Su Ningji's birthday party. But just then, his WeChat went off. Groggily, he grabbed the phone and immediately perked up when he saw the message. It was a voice message from another client. Carefully, Qin Yu put the phone to his ear, and a cold, seductive voice came through. Xiao Yu, I'm giving you 30 minutes. Get to my house right now, or else there will be consequences. Qin Yu froze as their voice sent chills down his spine. The sender was none other than Jiyu Ruoshi, the daughter of the underground kingpin of Zhonghai, effectively the underground queen of the city. At 24, Jiyu Ruoshi was 2 years older than Qin Yu, and though she looked like a goddess, her personality was even more eccentric than Su Ningji's. She had severe control and sadistic tendencies. When Qin Yu first started working for her, he regretted it, but the money was too good, and he had to adapt to her personality. But thinking back to that whip, cracking across his back, made him shiver. Typically, he would visit her every Saturday, but today was Friday. She must have been in a rush, and Qin Yu couldn't afford to keep a client waiting. Without hesitation, he jumped out of bed, dressed quickly, and rushed out of the dormitory. Chapter 3, The Cold and Cruel Ice Queen. After rushing out of the dormitory, Qin Yu, with his long legs, sprinted across the campus. He knew that if he didn't make it within the 30-minute deadline set by Jiyu Ruoshi, he could already imagine the ruthless torture he'd face. The girls around, who were swooning over him, watched as Qin Yu dashed across the campus like a sprinter. Over the years, to serve all types of female clients, Qin Yu had made sure to work out every day. His physical fitness and figure were impeccable. At the school sports meet, he took first place in everything from the 100 meters to the 5,000 meters. In less than 3 minutes, Qin Yu sprinted from the dormitory to the school gate, quickly hailed a cab, and headed straight to the famous Linjiang Villa area in Zhonghai. As he got into the taxi, Su Ningji and her friends, who had just finished eating, were returning. They spotted Qin Yu hurriedly getting into the cab. Isn't that Qin Yu? Luo Wenwen asked, pointing at the cab. Why didn't he come to your birthday party, and why is he leaving school at night? Su Ningji was furious. She planned to find Qin Yu tomorrow and give him a good lesson, making him understand the consequences of standing her up. HMPH, where he goes is none of my business. We have nothing to do with each other. Su Ningji replied stubbornly. Her roommates didn't dare ask further, but they were disappointed. They really wanted to see the handsome Qin Yu. As soon as Qin Yu got into the taxi, he pulled out 300 yuan. After a brief moment, he decided that it was too much, so he put one note back and handed the driver the remaining 200. Driver, if you get me to Linjiang Villa in 25 minutes, this money is yours. The driver smirked as he saw the money and said with a grin, You got it, kid. Watch me go today, I'm Zhonghai's Schumacher. The taxi screeched as it sped off, the sound of the engine roaring as the driver pushed the car to its limits. 20 minutes later, there was the screeching sound of tires skidding on the pavement in front of the Linjiang Villa. The driver eagerly grabbed the 200 yuan from Qin Yu. Little handsome guy, I didn't fail you. It only took 20 minutes, the driver said proudly. Qin Yu stepped out of the car, his body covered in cold sweat. He didn't want to experience the driver's wild driving a second time. Thinking about the cold, cruel, and sadistic woman waiting for him inside made him shiver, but he still pushed forward, entering the villa. The security at the villa gate recognized him. Everyone knew that this handsome guy was the boyfriend of the icy beauty inside. Qin Yu reached the front door of the large, private villa. He checked his phone. It had been only 27 minutes, and he let out a sigh of relief. He adjusted his breathing and straightened his clothes before stepping up to the door and pressing the doorbell. Not long after, the door opened. There stood the seductive and enchanting figure of Jiyu Ruoshi, her eyes filled with a mysterious and dangerous allure. She had a head of wine-red waves. On the surface, she seemed like the perfect goddess in the hearts of many men, but to Qin Yu, she was just a crazy woman. HMPH, I didn't expect you to actually make it in 30 minutes. I'll spare you this time. Come on in. Gu Ruoshi said coldly, her tone capable of freezing anyone who heard it. Qin Yu cautiously took off his shoes and slipped on the special slippers provided for him before stepping inside. Gu Ruoshi, holding a glass of red wine, was reclining on the luxurious sofa. She wore a white lace nightgown, held together by just a waist belt. The deep V-cut exposed her nearly endless cleavage. The slit in the skirt revealed her long, seductive legs. Qin Yu sat carefully next to Gu Ruoshi, stretching out a hand to massage her thigh. His tone was soft as he spoke. Ruoshi, I recently learned a new massage technique that can help relieve stress. Would you like to try it? Qin Yu had been serving this sadistic woman for a while, mainly massaging her, cooking for her, drinking with her, and chatting. And of course, he was tortured afterward. The tools for that were clearly visible on the wall, most notably, the various whips, each of which had left marks on his body. But Qin Yu didn't mind after all, she paid very generously. Sometimes, she'd pay tens of thousands, and there was even one time when she gave him 150,000 yuan just to show her gratitude. He knew that once he had enough money, he would leave this city and never look back. As an orphan, his appearance and physique were his tools to make a living. For him, money was everything, and he didn't care how it came. He didn't think it was shameful. He was simply making money with his own abilities. To serve these wealthy women, Qin Yu had learned many skills, from cooking and electrical work to international trade and finance management. Mastering these skills allowed him to better serve these wealthy women who were well connected. As he massaged Gu Ruoshi's legs, his gaze was clear, and he didn't have any inappropriate thoughts about her perfect body. This was one of the reasons why Gu Ruoshi trusted him. He was handsome, and having a man like him serve her gave her a sense of accomplishment. If she could whip such a man, it gave her an even deeper sense of satisfaction. The chapter isn't over. Please turn to the next page to continue reading. Xiaoyu, do you know why I was in such a hurry to call you over today? Gu Ruoshi asked, her voice cool. Qin Yu had been wanting to ask but held back. She was his client, and she must have her reasons. If she was willing to tell him, she would. If not, asking could make her angry and possibly lead to more whippings. Well, Ruoshi, I'm here to serve you, and whatever you want, I'm happy to do it, Qin Yu replied politely. Xiaoyu, you're still so sweet. You always fulfill my every request, don't you? Gu Ruoshi smiled seductively. Of course, Ruoshi. As long as you're happy, Qin Yu replied. Gu Ruoshi set down her glass of wine, suddenly sitting up and moving very close to Qin Yu. Their faces were almost touching, and Qin Yu could smell her intoxicating fragrance mixed with the scent of red wine. Before Qin Yu could react, Gu Ruoshi's arms wrapped around his neck. Although he was slightly nervous, he remained calm. He knew from past experience that she wouldn't actually hurt him. Their eyes met, and Qin Yu couldn't help but think that if she were a normal person, she'd be perfect. Xiaoyu, are you interested in me? She asked, her voice laced with seductive charm. Though Qin Yu knew she was just teasing him, as a man, he couldn't help but nod. He admired her beauty, but that didn't mean he liked her as a person. He was here for the money, and any romantic feelings would just slow him down. Qin Yu had one rule when serving these women: never develop feelings for them. Whether they flirted or acted intimate, he knew it was just part of the game. Looks like I still have my charm. So, do you want to have me? Gu Ruoshi asked with a sultry look. Chapter for the secret of the perverted woman. Gu Ruoshi's teasing words made Qin Yu's heart tremble wildly. Don't believe a single word this pervert says. Qin Yu quickly shook his head, not daring to look at Gu Ruoshi, and made a very shy expression. He promised that if he had been mesmerized by Gu Ruoshi's beauty and nodded foolishly. If he can walk out of this door today, it will mean that Qin Yu is so powerful. When Gu Ruoshi saw Qin Yu's uneasy look, a subtle disappointment appeared on her face. Then he pushed Qin Yu away, crossed his legs and continued drinking. Qin Yu felt that Gu Ruoshi didn't seem very happy today and had been drinking the whole time. So he went to the kitchen considerately, mixed a cup of honey water, and carefully placed it next to Gu Ruoshi. Sister Ruoshi, did you encounter anything unhappy today? Do you want me to tell you a few jokes? Gu Ruoshi looked at Qin Yu, who had a concerned look on his face. Thinking of what the man she liked said to her that night, Ji Yu Ruoshi quickly slapped Qin Yu in the face. Qin Yu's reaction ability has now been honed to perfection. The moment Ji Yu Ruoshi made the move to slap him, he knew what she was going to do. Qin Yu could have dodged or reached out to stop it, but he didn't. Par. With a crisp sound, Ji Yu Ruoshi slapped Qin Yu in the face. Qin Yu felt a burning pain on his face. After Ji Yu Ruoshi slapped Qin Yu, she seemed to be in a better mood, but she kept cursing. Humph, all men are the same, they are only after my body. Qin Yu knew that Ji Yu Ruoshi had a boyfriend who she had been dating for many years, and they had been together since college. However, Ji Yu Ruoshi's boyfriend later broke up with her for unknown reasons. Afterwards, Ji Yu Ruoshi found Qin Yu. Sometimes, when Qin Yu was tortured by Ji Yu Ruoshi, I could also hear her cursing a man's name. I guess that person is Ji Yu Ruoshi's ex-boyfriend. Xiao Yu, tell me, are you such a man? Qin Yu thought about it and replied. I think there must be men who care about soul compatibility. The body is only a part. Har har, he came back and found me. He told me that if I gave my body to him, he would be willing to be with me again. When Qin Yu heard this, he looked at Ji Yu Ruoshi with complicated eyes. Could it be that this perverted woman was unwilling to give her body to her boyfriend, which led to their breakup? Then after the breakup, this girl became mentally ill? Likes to abuse others? She became the object of abuse? Qin Yu seemed to know a secret of Ji Yu Ruoshi. Sister Ruoshi, if a man only wants your body, he doesn't necessarily love you. A man who loves you will definitely give silently for you, take care of you meticulously, remember your every preference, and make your life better. Ji Yu Ruoshi thought about it, and suddenly looked at the handsome face that was so close to her. Thinking of how good Qin Yu had been to her, when he was drunk, he would carry her to bed and give her honey water. When she is hungry, he will cook her favorite food, and she will receive blessings and gifts from Qin Yu on various holidays. He even reminds her to eat on time from time to time, which is simply meticulous care. Qin Yu remembered her every preference and even made careful preparations. Is this true love? Ji Yu Ruoshi's heart was already touched at this moment. It turned out that the person she was waiting for had always been by her side. Ji Yu Ruoshi raised her beautiful eyebrows and said in a teasing tone, Xiao Yu, you've become a bad person. Qin Yu wondered, why didn't he just tell the truth? In his heart, he felt that this was love. But in Ji Yu Ruoshi's eyes, this was Qin Yu confessing his love to her. Because Qin Yu is like this, silently giving to her and taking care of her meticulously. Xiao Yu, do you like your sister? Qin Yu was confused. Why did Ji Yu Ruoshi ask such irrelevant questions today? He didn't know how to answer them. Well, Sister Ruoshi, you are so beautiful and have such a great figure, which man wouldn't like you? A man who doesn't like you must be abnormal. Qin Yu could only start from Ji Yu Ruoshi's appearance and figure. Such a stunning beauty should be aware of her own charm. Qin Yu, do you still want to be beaten? Qin Yu was stunned. Did he say something wrong again? He is a battle-hardened love warrior. In the past, many clients wanted to have a real relationship with him after seeing his good looks. But Qin Yu has always walked through a field of flowers without getting a single leaf on him. Making money is the kingly thing, what is the point of talking about feelings? Even dogs don't want to talk about that. Sister Ruoshi, I don't want to be beaten. You are tired today. Why don't you rest early? I will stay by your side and won't leave. Ji Yu Ruoshi narrowed her eyes and looked at Qin Yu. This man had a perfect appearance and figure. This man is so charming that she sometimes feels dazed and afraid that she will lose control and push him down. Okay, I'm drunk, just carry me to bed. Qin Yu was secretly delighted that this female hooligan didn't torture him today and went to sleep so obediently. He really made a fortune. Qin Yu hurried forward, gave Ji Yu Ruoshi a gentle princess hug, and walked towards her bedroom. He put Ji Yu Ruoshi on the big bed in the bedroom and covered her with a blanket. Then Qin Yu squatted beside the bed, just guarding this top-notch female hooligan who seemed strong and fierce, but sometimes vulnerable. Every time Ji Yu Ruoshi asked him to stay overnight, he would lie beside Ji Yu Ruoshi's bed all night. The carpet beside the bed has almost become Qin Yu's bed here. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. I don't know what's wrong with this female hooligan. Sometimes he was asked to tell stories, so Qin Yu bought a lot of books for this purpose. He could tell stories from ancient and modern times, from China and abroad, about famous people, and all kinds of curious content, all in a different way all night long. Sister Ruoshi, let me tell you a story. I've read a few books recently and they're really interesting. Jiyu Ruoshi rested her head on her hands and lay on her side on the bed obediently. He stared straight at Qin Yu, with a hint of tenderness in his eyes. Qin Yu sat next to him, looking at this pretty face that was tempting to commit a crime, and he had already developed immunity in his heart. Xiao Yu, please sing a song for me. Jiyu Ruoshi's tone was unusually gentle. Qin Yu is proficient in all 18 martial arts. Singing is naturally not a problem for him, mainly because he has a client with a special identity. She is a famous star in the fields of film, television and music in China, and a top actress Lin Shishue, who is known as the national little queen. That girl likes cosplay, so he must have a lot of skills in the entertainment industry to serve her well. Singing is naturally one of the necessary skills. Qin Yu chose a more lyrical song in his mind, Wandering Lover. You are the one I love the most. But you don't know. I am wandering, while you are in his gentle place. One day, you will see my true heart. But that day I wished I could have come earlier. Jiyu Ruoshi listened to Qin Yu's magnetic voice and the meaningful lyrics, and she fell into reverie. Could it be that Qin Yu has liked me for a long time? But I kept beating and scolding her, and even slapped her. He must be in a lot of pain. I treated him like that, but he still loves me so much. I am such a bad person. I must be nicer to him in the future and not hurt his feelings. Qin Yu finished his soulful performance of the song. He turned around and saw Jiyu Ruoshi, who was looking at him with eyes he had never seen before. There seemed to be a lot of emotions in this look. There is sympathy, self-blame, liking, appreciation, and even a hint of possession. Oh, Sister Ruoshi, do you like this song? I can continue singing for you. I know a lot of songs. Qin Yu said gently. He now wanted to try his best to please this female hooligan, so that she wouldn't forget that she hadn't beaten him today. If Qin Yu knew what Jiyu Ruoshi was thinking right now, he would definitely be scared to death. This female hooligan was actually aroused. Chapter 5, Only Talking About Money, Not Feelings. Hypnotized by Qin Yu's affectionate songs, Jiyu Ruoshi finally fell asleep. Qin Yu looked at Jiyu Ruoshi, who was sleeping soundly on the bed, and sighed. How could such a beautiful girl be a pervert? Although you are in such a good mood today, you might be even more aggressive next time to get back at me. Qin Yu thought that he would graduate from university in 3 months. At that time, I will cut off all cooperation with these women, run away, and live the life I want. Qin Yu thought about the happy and free life in the future, lay down on the carpet with a smile on his face, and fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, after 6 o'clock, Qin Yu's biological clock instinctively woke him up. He never stays in bed because there is a possibility that his clients will wake up early. Qin Yu raised his body and looked at Jiyu Ruoshi, and saw that she was still sleeping soundly. But now there was an obvious relaxed smile on her face. Qin Yu felt that Jiyu Ruoshi had changed a lot this time, but he didn't know why. Qin Yu stood up and stretched his body on the spot. The floor was a bit hard and it was always uncomfortable to sleep on it. Qin Yu left Jiyu Ruoshi's bedroom, went to the kitchen, and skillfully prepared breakfast. He knew what Jiyu Ruoshi liked to eat, so he learned cooking specifically for her. Soon after 7 o'clock, Qin Yu prepared a delicious breakfast. Qin Yu was about to go upstairs to Jiyu Ruoshi's room and wake her up to go downstairs for breakfast. Qin Yu just walked to the stairs of the villa. Then he saw Jiyu Ruoshi, who was wearing lace pajamas and was elegant and cool. Standing at the stairs on the second floor, she was looking at me with a smile. Even though her hair was a little messy, it still couldn't hide Jiyu Ruoshi's stunning beauty. The pair of white and tender legs under the pajamas are so perfect that they are like works of art. Qin Yu stepped forward and said with a smile, Sister Ruoshi, you're awake. Come down and have breakfast. I made you your favorite lotus seed porridge. Jiyu Ruoshi felt that her stomach was not feeling well after drinking some wine last night, so she wanted to have some porridge in the morning. Unexpectedly, Qin Yu was so considerate and took care of her in every possible way. Jiyu Ruoshi walked with brisk steps, the smile on her face never fading. This made Qin Yu terrified. When this woman beat him, she would often laugh uncontrollably like a lunatic. I hope I won't think of beating him today. Qin Yu's expression was still warm, but he was already upset in his heart. But Ji Yu Ruoshi was actually smiling the whole time, without any sign of abnormality, as if she had become a different person. Ji Yu Ruoshi sat at the dining table, and the dishes in front of her were all her favorites. Woo woo! It's delicious, Xiao Yu, your cooking skills have improved. Not bad. Not bad. What reward do you want? Qin Yu became even more uneasy. This woman was so scary. Could she be stupid? She even knew how to praise others. Oh, har, as long as Sister Ruoshi likes it, I'm glad. In order to let you eat well, I have also learned a lot of cooking skills. As long as you like it, it will be the best reward for me. The smile on Ji Yu Ruoshi's face became even more intense. But in Qin Yu's eyes, this was the most terrifying smile. It's as scary as the murderer giving you a sinister smile before dying. Ji Yu Ruoshi was full and satisfied, with an unprecedented sense of satisfaction on her face. Xiao Yu, there's something going on in the gang today, and I need to go take care of it. When you leave later, take all the whips hanging on the wall with you and find a garbage station to throw them away. Qin Yu scratched his ears to make sure he had heard it right. These were the tools the female gangster used to attack him. Without these things, how can the female gangster torture herself? Should she change to more lethal tools? Qin Yu asked quickly. Sister Ruoshi, do you want to replace these things? Then what are you going to use to beat me in the future? Ji Yu Ruoshi looked at Qin Yu with heartache. Look at this child, what is he saying? Xiao Yu, just throw away these whips, and I won't replace them with other tools. Qin Yu was even more confused, but he still didn't ask any more questions. Since it was thrown away, just throw it away. He wanted to see what high-tech torture this female gangster would use next time she came. Qin Yu cleaned up Ji Yu Ruoshi's house. Then he took a large plastic box and packed all their whips from big to small. Before leaving, Ji Yu Ruoshi personally put a Vatran Constantine watch on Qin Yu. Xiao Yu, thank you. I originally gave him this watch, but it's useless now, so I'll give it to you. Qin Yu looked at the Vatran Constantine in his hand, as a professional bootlicker in the circle of rich women. Qin Yu's ability to appraise treasures is quite impressive. He only needed to take a glance at the prices of those luxury goods to know the model and origin of the products. This Vatran Constantine watch is the 4520V model of its overseas series, and is priced at 550,000 yuan in China. Ji Yu Ruoshi actually gave it to him. Qin Yu's hands suddenly trembled. But thinking back to last night, when he learned about Ji Yu Ruoshi's secret, he realized that the man was just after her body. Ji Yu Ruoshi must have been extremely disappointed in her, so this was a good thing for her. Sister, you are such a good person, I love you so much, just slap me a few times, otherwise, I will feel like I am getting this watch for free, har, so cool. However, these were all Qin Yu's thoughts, and he still refused. Sister Ruoshi, this watch is too valuable. I can't accept it. You should take it back. Qin Yu pretended to take off his watch. But after being glared at by Ji Yu Ruoshi, Qin Yu had no choice but to stop resisting, because those who resist will die. Okay, I'm going to the gang right now. You pack up all those whips and throw them away. I don't want to see those things now. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Afterwards, Qin Yu received another transfer from Ji Yu Ruoshi on WeChat. When Qin Yu saw the transfer amount, his eyes widened. This time, Ji Yu Ruoshi actually transferred 200,000 yuan to him. It is the most ever. Qin Yu felt that he had earned so much money based on his performance yesterday. He felt a little guilty because he wasn't tortured at all. Ji Yu Ruoshi even smiled at him the most in the past 3 years and even gave him a watch worth 550,000 yuan. This is outrageous. Qin Yu walked out of the villa area carrying a big bag of whips, feeling very happy. This day was really fruitful. Qin Yu looked at the whips of various sizes in his pocket. If memory serves me correctly, these whips are all name brands. It is said that one stick sells for several hundred yuan online, adhering to the principle of not wasting. Qin Yu took photos of these whips one by one and posted them on the Qouyu second-hand trading platform. Because they were sold at a low price, they were sold out in the morning, with a total profit of more than 10,000 yuan. If Qin Yu knew that Gu Ruorshi spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy these whips, he would probably vomit blood. After sending the whips to customers one by one, Qin Yu came to a pawn shop. When the boss saw Qin Yu coming in, he immediately came out with a smile to greet him. This is a big customer of their store. Every month, Qin Yu comes here to sell some luxury goods, such as men's bags, clothes and pants, shoes, wallets and so on. Of course, these were all given by Qin Yu's female clients, and this time is no exception, but they are little more expensive. The pawnshop owner was a middle-aged fat man. He enthusiastically led Qin Yu into their house. Hey, handsome Qin, what good stuff do you have this time? Chapter 6, Pulled into the Woods by the School Beauty. Qin Yu raised his hand and said with a smile. Har har har, Lao Ju, this is a big deal, you better watch it. When Lao Ju saw the watch on Qin Yu's wrist, his eyes widened immediately. His mouth was trembling as he said. Damn. Xiao Qin, you're rich. Which rich woman gave it to you this time? You didn't give away your virginity, did you? Qin Yu gave Lao Ju a beating, and Lao Ju laughed with joy. Fat Ju, what are you talking about? I never talk about feelings with my clients, and I will never sell my body. You know that. Old Ju nodded quickly, then carefully took the watch from Qin Yu's hand. I took out a magnifying glass and looked at it for a while, then went to the Vatran Constantine official website to check the anti-counterfeiting engravings on the back of the watch. After confirming that it was an authentic product, Lao Ju couldn't put it down. This watch is his favorite. Hey, Lao Ju, please give me an estimate. I have something to do at noon. Lao Ju also said honestly. Xiao Yu, this Vatran Constantine Overseas 4520V has a domestic market price of about 550,000 yuan, and this watch is obviously brand new. I will give you a sincere price of 480,000 yuan. What do you think? If I didn't like this watch very much and planned to wear it for half a year, I wouldn't pay such a high price. Of course Qin Yu knew all about these prices. He went to other pawn shops and the most he could get was around 460,000 or 470,000 yuan. Lao Ju is willing to pay 480,000 yuan, it seems he really likes it. Okay, I'll give it to you. Just transfer the money to my card. I'm leaving now. Qin Yu didn't bother to waste time with Lao Ju and went straight to school. On their way back, I received a text message from the bank notifying me that 480,000 yuan had arrived in my account. Qin Yu almost jumped up with excitement. Just last night, he earned nearly 700,000. Sister Ruorshi. You are truly my benefactor. Qin Yu hummed a little tune and returned to school. As soon as he walked to the playground, he was blocked by a girl. Qin Yu looked at the pretty and tall figure in front of him and couldn't help but take a few more glances. Isn't he this Luo Jinru, the beauty from the finance department next door and one of the 3 most beautiful girls in Zhonghai University? Luo Jinru looked like she had dressed up carefully today. She was wearing a light blue long skirt, the hem of which swayed gently in the wind, full of youthfulness. Delicate facial features, a straight nose, and rosy lips that look very soft. Oh, campus beauty of Luo University, why are you stopping me? Qin Yu asked. Luo Jinru crossed her arms across her chest and said in a slightly arrogant tone. Hey, Qin Yu, I heard that you stood up Suningji yesterday, and she went crazy in the dormitory, saying that she would make you suffer today. Is it true? Qin Yu was speechless. This was the campus beauty of Luo University, in the middle of the day. Stop her just for gossip. Where did you hear that? Last night, Suningji was in a bad mood, and her roommates didn't dare to speak loudly. Coincidentally, one of her roommates was my high school classmate, so she told me that you stood her up. Qin Yu was puzzled about how Suningji saw him. Isn't it just like air? And Suningji has always hated herself. Shouldn't she be happy that she disappeared? Why would you be angry? It must be because of something else. Well, I think you misunderstood. Suningji's anger is not caused by me. Besides, I have nothing to do with her anymore, so don't ask me whether she is angry or not in the future. When Luo Jinru heard this, she was secretly delighted. The purpose of her coming to stop Qin Yu today was to find out whether he and Suningji had broken up. If we really break up, can I be with her? In the past 3 years, she and Suningji have been fighting openly and secretly, and neither of them is willing to give in. However, Suningji has a handsome man named Qin Yu who has been pursuing her. This makes Su Ningji more popular than her in school. Now that Qin Yu and Su Ningji are in conflict, it is a good opportunity for her to get promoted. And she really likes Qin Yu's appearance. Luo Jinru was a little hesitant and seemed to be hesitant to speak. Seeing this, Qin Yu prepared to bypass her and leave. Although this woman is very beautiful, her appearance and figure are not inferior to Su Ningji. But in front of Qin Yu, a professional bootlicker, it is not as attractive as a watch. Seeing Qin Yu was about to leave, Luo Jinru quickly took a step forward and stopped Qin Yu again. The two of them were entangled here, attracting the attention of the surrounding students. After all, both of them are very good looking in the school, so it's hard not to attract attention. I see more and more people gathering around to watch the fun. Luo Jinru plucked up her courage, took Qin Yu's arm, and walked towards the grove. Qin Yu was pulled away by Luo Jin's soft little hand, and was suddenly confused. Hey, Luo University campus beauty, where are you taking me? What on earth are you going to do? Luo Jinru turned around, glared at Qin Yu, and said seriously. Shut up, I have something to tell you, come with me to the grove. Qin Yu wondered what a beautiful woman like Luo Jinru wanted to say to him, but she looked very serious. In addition, more and more people came to the playground to watch the fun. So Qin Yu could only be pulled into the grove by Luo Jinru like a puppet. After the two of them left together, a group of onlookers on the playground started talking about it. Hey, did you see that? That was Luo Jinru, one of the 3 most beautiful girls in our school, and that guy was Su Ningji's top bootlicker Qin Yu. How did they get together? If Su Ningji knew about this, would she chop Qin Yu to pieces? After all, everyone in the school knows Su Ningji's temper. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. You don't know this, right? Su Ningji doesn't think highly of Qin Yu. Although Qin Yu is recognized as the most handsome boy in our school, tall and handsome, I heard that he is very poor and even has to borrow money to pay for his tuition. He is very stingy in his daily life. Qin Yu didn't know that the students on the playground were evaluating him in this way. However, the video of Luo Jinru pulling him away was filmed by a student and posted on the school forum. Arriving at the grove, Luo Jinru looked around and saw that there seemed to be no one there, so she breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, Luo University campus beauty, you pulled me here, what do you want to say? Just say it. Luo Jinru hesitated for a while, and finally said. Qin Yu, since you have nothing to do with Su Ningji anymore, then how about we two be together? Qin Yu chuckled and looked at the shy Luo Jinru in surprise. Not to mention, the shy look of this campus beauty can really easily drive men crazy. A man who lacks self-control will definitely not be able to withstand Luo Jinru's current request. But who is Qin Yu? He is a role model in the dog-licking world. This kind of temptation is nothing but a piece of cake for him. Student Luo Jinru, are you kidding me? You are a beautiful school girl, how can you be interested in me? Luo Jinru really wanted to smash Qin Yu's head, thinking to herself that you are the school's #1 hunk. He is more handsome than the top young actors, 188 centimeters tall, and has a more standard figure than a male model. Which girl doesn't like you? Girls who don't like you are all blind. Su Ningji is a blind person. Qin Yu, I'm not kidding you, do you think I'm not beautiful? Chapter 7, Collaboration with the School Beauty. Qin Yu looked Luo Jinru up and down, and had to say, this girl was really pretty. She is about 173 centimeters tall and has a model-like figure. Her face is extremely delicate. Such a stunning beauty is the dream of many men. Well, classmate Luo Jinru, you are very beautiful and have a great figure, but I have no intention of falling in love, so let's forget it. Luo Jinru widened her eyes. From childhood to adulthood, the boys around her had always been obedient to her. As long as she says one word, countless boys are willing to go crazy for her. Why did Qin Yu reject me when I got to him? The script shouldn't be like this. Don't they say that if a girl chases a boy, it's easy for her to succeed? Do you still like Su Ningji? Luo Jinru said with tears in her voice. No, I never liked her. I pursued her for other purposes. Other purposes? Are you attracted by her family background? Su Ningji's father is a famous wealthy businessman in Zhonghai, so you want to pursue her and then make a leap from strength to strength. Qin Yu never thought about relying on marrying a rich woman to enjoy wealth and glory. He only wanted to achieve his goal through his own efforts. Serve these rich women well and earn the money you deserve. Finally, fly away and do whatever you want. I think you misunderstood. I'm not attracted by her family background. Anyway, I can't explain it to you. Luo Jinru felt that this was what Qin Yu meant. Everyone says that this guy's family is poor, so it's understandable that he finds a rich girlfriend. Qin Yu, if you want to find a rich girlfriend, I can do that too. My family is in Zhonghai, and it's no worse than the Su family. We own a chain of hotels all over the country. You should have heard of the Luo's Hotel, which is owned by my family. Their hotel is registered under my family name. Qin Yu's eyes widened. It turned out that the nationally famous 5-star hotel chain belonged to Luo Jinru. Wow, it turns out this is a truly wealthy family. Looking at Luo Jinru's temperament, it is obvious that she is from a wealthy family, there should be no doubt about it. Wow, you are the hidden rich woman in our school. You hide it really well. Now that you know my family background, are you willing to be my boyfriend? If this happened a year ago, Qin Yu might consider cooperating with Luo Jinru. I was just a bootlicker for her, which made Su Ningji so angry that she died. But there are still more than 3 months before graduation. He was ready to leave the city and didn't want to cause any more trouble. Sorry, I really can't agree to your request. As long as you stay with me, even if it's just for show, I'll give you 1 million a month. Qin Yu was about to leave, but heard this. He paused, his heart trembling wildly. 1 million a month. That's over 30,000 a day. It's more than the 30,000 yuan a month that Su Ningji's mother gives her. Qin Yu looked at Luo Jinru with a wry smile and cursed in his heart. Campus beauty of Luo University, why didn't you come to see me earlier? If you had given me this price earlier, would I have had to serve Miss Su for 3 years? Seeing that Qin Yu didn't say anything, Luo Jinru became anxious. Qin Yu, don't push your luck. That's my monthly allowance. If you don't agree, I will. Before Luo Jinru could finish her words, Qin Yu stepped forward and grabbed Luo Jinru's little hand. Her face was filled with affection, like a long-lost first love. Jinru, I think you are a really good girl, not only beautiful but also generous. If I had met you earlier, I would definitely fall for you. Qin Yu performed the performance he learned from that top actress. At this moment, he looks like a deeply affectionate and loyal man. Luo Jinru was a little confused. Qin Yu's transformation was too great. She was a little caught off guard for a moment. Qin Yu, are you agreeing? Qin Yu nodded quickly. Yes, Jinru, I promise you, in the last 3 months of college, I will treat you well and spoil you to the sky. You are my princess. Qin Yu was so happy that his heart was blossoming. There was no reason for him not to do this business. Even though he is about to retire, this girl has given him too much. Then let us make her 3 million in these last 3 months. Qin Yu suddenly became enthusiastic, and Luo Jinru was actually a little disappointed. Because she knew it was just a deal. However, Luo Jinru originally wanted to snatch Qin Yu away and make the bad-tempered Su Ningji angry to death. Okay, then it's settled. I'll transfer 500,000 to you as a deposit, and I'll transfer the other half to you at the end of the month. That's so refreshing. She's really the campus beauty of Luo University. Qin Yu sent the card number to Luo Jinru, and then he received a transfer of 500,000 yuan from Luo Jinru. Qin Yu watched as he earned 1.2 million in just 1 day. The days ahead will become more and more promising. Okay, Jinru, what do you want to eat for lunch? I'll treat you. Qin Yu immediately took on the role of a bootlicker and began to please Luo Jinru. If you take people's money, you have to provide good service. This is Qin Yu's working principle. It is this kind of ultimate service that makes Qin Yu in the favor of so many wealthy women. That's great. I'm hungry too. Let's go to the cafeteria to eat. I want others to see that we're together today. Qin Yu saluted. As you command, Your Majesty, I will lead the way for you. Luo Jinru raised the corner of her mouth and said, It's because I'm rich. Look, even such a handsome young man has to please me. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. The two came to the first cafeteria, which is the largest cafeteria in the school and usually has the most people. At this moment, in the girls' dormitory, Su Ningji took Luo Wenwen's mobile phone and looked at a post that had just been posted on the school forum. Above is a video of school beauty Luo Jinru pulling Qin Yu towards the grove. Suningji was already sulking about Qin Yu leaving for no reason last night. Seeing this scene, the powder keg exploded immediately. This damn licking dog actually flirted with another goblin behind my back. How cheap, too cheap. Suningji gritted her teeth and threw her phone on the table. Luo Wenwen was really distressed because this was the new model of the Fruit 18 Pro Max that she bought during the winter vacation. It couldn't be broken. Luo Wenwen quickly picked up her cell phone and checked it carefully. Fortunately, everything was fine. Ningji, don't you care about him and wish he was as far away from you as possible? Then why are you still angry? Humph, you are obviously saying one thing and thinking another? Luo Wenwen was annoyed because her phone was dropped. Suningji glared at Luo Wenwen angrily, which frightened Luo Wenwen so much that she trembled. She couldn't afford to offend Miss Su. What did you say? I would care about him, my licking dog. Humph, you are kidding, that guy stays away from me, I am so happy. Luo Wenwen made a face. Who would believe this? Judging from Suningji's expression, she was angry with Qin Yu and even a little jealous. Okay, let's go eat. I heard that there are new dishes on sale in Canteen 1 today. Let's go and eat, said another roommate. Suningji also stood up. Really? I haven't eaten in the school cafeteria for a long time. Then I'll join you. The other 3 roommates curled their lips. This young lady always went to the best restaurant in the school to eat. I don't know what's wrong with me today, I want to eat with these ordinary students. However, if Suningji wanted to go, no one would stop her, it would just cause some commotion. Chapter 8, 2 School Bells Shura Field. 1 inch the cafeteria, Qin Yu and Luo Jinru came to eat together, which immediately ignited everyone present. One is the dream goddess in the boys' minds, and the other is the object of girls' sexual fantasies at night. Just standing together, these two are a delight to the eye. Jinru, please find a seat and sit down first. What do you want to eat? I'll go get you some food. Luo Jinru waved her hand and said. No, I want to queue up for food with you. How could Qin Yu refuse the request from a big customer? Great. I didn't expect that you, as the campus beauty, would queue up for food yourself. You will definitely shock the students next to you. I'm just an ordinary college student, there's nothing different about me. Qin Yu and Luo Jinru were standing in line. They were talking and laughing, attracting the attention of almost all the students in the cafeteria. The two finished their meal under the heated gazes of the crowd. They came to a corner and sat side by side, appearing very intimate. Just as the two were chatting and laughing while eating, suddenly there was a commotion at the cafeteria entrance. Qin Yu and Luo Jinru instinctively looked towards the door. But I didn't see anything because I was blocked by the people watching. Fortunately, Qin Yu and Luo Jinru are people who are often watched. Not interested in the excitement, he turned around and continued eating. Qin Yu also took out the various jokes that had accumulated in his mind. There are all kinds of weird and wonderful knowledge, anyway, they will not let Luo Jinru feel bored. The 4 girls in Suningji's dormitory came to Canteen 1 and were also the focus of attention. After all, there were only 3 pretty girls on campus. It is difficult to see them in a university with tens of thousands of people. The boys who came to eat today were so lucky to meet Luo Jinru and Suningji in a row. Suningji frowned and walked into the cafeteria with an expression of keeping strangers away, and saw the ugly faces of the boys around her. Her innate misogyny for men kicked in and she pinched her nose, as if these boys were smelly. Oh, I won't come to the public canteen next time. The men here are so disgusting. Suningji cursed at the same time, but when he said this, he was thinking about Qin Yu. Why is Qin Yu always clean and tidy wherever he goes? Although the clothes are not expensive, they always give people a fresh look. Moreover, there is always a faint scent of tea on Qin Yu's body. This is also one of the reasons why Suningji is willing for him to stay by her side and act like a lapdog. After thinking of Qin Yu, I looked at the boys around me. Suningji just felt that these people were like disgusting pigs, ugly and dirty. Just when Suningji was about to give up and go to their high-end restaurant of the nearby school to eat, she suddenly saw 2 figures. Suddenly, Suningji just stood there in a daze. Luo Wenwen and her 2 other roommates followed Suningji's gaze, and all 3 of them opened their mouths in surprise. Isn't that Qin Yu? Why is he eating with Luo Jinru, one of the 3 most beautiful girls on campus. Thinking of the video posted on the forum at noon, could it be that Qin Yu is already together with Luo Jinru? Suningji stared at Qin Yu and Luo Jinru. The two of them were seen talking and laughing. Luo Jinru was often amused by Qin Yu and couldn't stop smiling. The two of them were like a real couple. Suningji's emotions were rapidly surging. When she saw Qin Yu showing such a confident and calm look in front of Luo Jinru, she felt a little sour. When Qin Yu was with her before, he was always very cautious and did everything a bootlicker should do. Now with Luo Jinru, Qin Yu is laughing and laughing along with Luo Jinru. The harmony between the two people makes it clear who is better. Luo Wenwen tugged at the corner of Suningji's clothes and said carefully, "Ningji, let's go to another cafeteria to eat. There are too many people here. You must be disgusted." Luo Wenwen wanted to give Suningji a way out. As a result, Suningji rolled up her sleeves and walked angrily towards Qin Yu and Luo Jinru. The students at the scene were all paying attention to Suningji at the door and Qin Yu and Luo Jinru in the corner. Almost everyone knows the relationship between Qin Yu and Suningji. Today is simply like a sure hell. Luo Wenwen and her 2 other roommates looked at the aggressive Suningji, but they were powerless to do anything. Qin Yu was still sitting in his seat, chatting and laughing with Luo Jinru. But suddenly, everything around me became quiet. He felt a murderous aura behind him, and the temperature seemed to drop a few degrees. Qin Yu subconsciously looked back. Suddenly, a pair of extremely cold eyes shot out 2 cold rays. Qin Yu was slightly stunned. Isn't he this Suningji? Why is she here and looking at me like that? She must be crazy. Doesn't she dislike herself and treat herself as heir, the farther away the better? Luo Jinru also saw Suningji. Seeing her angry look, she felt that 1 million a month was totally worth it. Bang! Suningji walked to the dining table and slapped Qin Yu's plate hard, almost knocking over the food. This scene stunned the people who were watching the excitement around. As expected of Suningji, who has a hot temper, she starts fighting as soon as she disagrees with something. Qin Yu was startled and said with a bad look, "Hey, Suningji, what are you doing? You almost knocked over my food." Suningji was stunned. Qin Yu had never spoken to her in this tone before. How dare Qin Yu be so bold as to be mean to her today? Suningji pointed at Qin Yu and said incredulously, "Qin Yu, what tone are you using to talk to me? Don't you want to live anymore?" This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. Qin Yu was speechless. He had nothing to do with Suningji now. At most, she was just a former client. Besides, Mrs. Su also told him not to bother Suningji anymore and not to appear in front of her. But it was Suningji who came to him on her own initiative, so there was no need for Qin Yu to continue to act like a bootlicker like before. "Student Su, please respect yourself. I'm having dinner with my friends here, please don't make trouble." Suningji was stunned. She didn't expect Qin Yu to speak so coldly. Could it be that this guy has really fallen in love with someone else? How is this possible? Qin Yu has been her king of licking dogs for more than 3 years. Suningji turned to look at Luo Jinru, who had a playful look on her face, and said in a bad tone, "Luo Jinru, it's you, right? It was you who seduced Qin Yu." Luo Jinru said proudly. "Suningji, you don't cherish Qin Yu. Now he is my suitor. Why are you so anxious here? And the whole school knows that you ignored Qin Yu and even threatened him to get lost. Now Qin Yu is pursuing me, you should be happy. Har har har." Luo Jinru and Suningji have been fighting openly and secretly since they entered the school, and both of them have their own supporters. The 2 women are the spoiled ones who are loved by everyone and they hate other women to be better than them. Now that Luo Jinru is pursued by Qin Yu, she has the upper hand, and she can mock Suningji as much as she wants. What? When did he become your lickspittle? Qin Yu has always been my lickspittle. He does whatever I want him to do. When will it be your turn to interfere in our affairs? Suningji hit back unceremoniously. Chapter 9. The top actress is back. Qin Yu frowned and said nothing. "I am nothing, you can do whatever you say." So Qin Yu replied without hesitation. "Student Su, how can you say that? When I was pursuing you, didn't you always hate my presence? So I'll do what you want. Let's stop seeing each other. I admit that I caused you a lot of trouble in the past. You may hate my pestering you, but I promise that I won't do that again in the future. After Qin Yu finished speaking, he stood up, took Luo Jinru and left. Su Ningji's eyes widened. What did she just hear? Qin Yu actually rejected her publicly. Is this something a bootlicker would say? Looking at the backs of Qin Yu and Luo Jinru, Su Ningji felt as if her heart was being cut by a knife. Thinking back to the past, when Qin Yu was her bootlicker. He is obedient to his words and will complete whatever he is told to do with all his heart. He always responds to my requests. Why does he change his mind now? Could it be that I was really too cold to him in the past? Not only did I speak ill of him, but I also beat him up. Am I really wrong? Su Ningji stood there, lost in thought. In full view of everyone, Qin Yu took Luo Jinru out of the cafeteria. At this time, Qin Yu received a WeChat message and he clicked it to take a look. This was sent by another of his clients. The content is very short, just one line of words. My humble servant, I will be back in Zhonghai at 3 p.m. Wash your groin and face and come to my house. Qin Yu couldn't help but smile bitterly when he thought of this client. This is the top domestic actress Lin Shishue. I love cosplay the most, almost to the point of being crazy and unable to differentiate between reality and the character. What's wrong? Who sent you the message? Why do you have that expression? Luo Jinru asked. Oh, tilde nothing, a friend is going back to Zhonghai this afternoon and asked me to come over for something. Friends? Do you still have friends? You've always been alone. I heard that even the people in your dormitory don't want to play with you. Qin Yu scratched his head in embarrassment. The strong are always lonely. In addition, his job is special, so he avoids dealing with people from school if possible. In case you are serving customers outside. It would be bad if we were caught by people at school. Qin Yu obviously underestimated his influence. With his looks, he should have been in school a long time ago. Especially girls have been dominating the headlines for a long time, just like boys love to talk about school beauties. Jinru, I have to go out for some work this afternoon, so I'd better take you back to the dormitory. Today is Saturday, I'm going home. Where are you going? How about I take you there? My driver is at the school gate. I'll take you there. Qin Yu waved his hands quickly. Oh, no thanks, my friend is very close, I can just walk over. Luo Jinru narrowed her eyes, but did not continue to pester him. She knew that Qin Yu treated her like this only because of money. He is indeed a greedy man, but fortunately this man is very handsome, so it would be nice to use him to piss off Su Ningji to death. Okay, I'll go back first then. After seeing Luo Jinru off, Qin Yu returned to the dormitory, took a shower, and changed into clean and fashionable clothes. Lin Shishue is a big star and has extremely high requirements for her dress, so Qin Yu has to cater to her tastes. Qin Yu staggered out of the school. It seemed that there would be another fierce battle this afternoon. It took Qin Yu half an hour to arrive at Lin Shishue's residence. This is the most expensive riverside apartment in Zhonghai City, with one house occupying an entire floor. Qin Yu took the elevator to the 20th floor. When I arrived at the door, I pressed the fingerprint lock with ease. Lin Shishue had already recorded his fingerprints. She also said that when she was performing or filming across the country, Qin Yu could stay at her house at will. However, Qin Yu only came when Lin Shishue looked for him, and never came at other times. Not taking small advantages of clients but only taking big advantages is one of the principles of Qin Yu, a professional bootlicker. Moreover, Lin Shishue was generous and gave Qin Yu 300,000 yuan a month. And he only visits Qin Yu 2 or 3 times a month. The main reason is that being a celebrity is very busy and I don't have much time to be with Qin Yu. Entering the room, it is a split-level building. The 2 floors together cover more than 400 square meters. In Zhonghai, where every inch of land is valuable, this house costs more than 100 million yuan. Qin Yu entered the room and began to clean it. After I left last time, this female star didn't clean up her room at all. Half an hour later, a mechanical sound came from the door, probably someone came back. The door was opened, and it was indeed Lin Shishue, dragging a small suitcase and wearing a pair of huge sunglasses. She was wearing a bright red slit floral skirt, a type of skirt most people wouldn't dare to wear and wouldn't look good in. Only a big star like Lin Shishue, who has a perfect tall figure, can pull it off. Lin Shishue walked into their house. The proud figure is ready to be revealed, and their white jade legs under the slit can blind men's eyes. The red lips were still moving slightly, probably because she was chewing gum. As soon as Lin Shishua entered the door, she saw Qin Yu mopping the floor wearing an extra small lady's apron. Lin Shishua just took a look and was not surprised. Seeing the big star coming back, Qin Yu hurried forward. He took the small suitcase from her and asked her how she was doing. "My queen, you are finally back. I missed you so much." Lin Shishua nodded with satisfaction and took off her sunglasses, revealing those charming eyes that can captivate the soul. Even Qin Yu didn't dare to look into these eyes for too long, for he was afraid of being numbed by the electric shock. This chapter is not finished yet. Please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. "Xiao Yue, have you missed me during this time when I was away?" Qin Yu quickly got into the role. "Your Highness, of course I miss you. These days when you were away, I felt like every day was a year. Every day I was looking forward to your early return. Without you, I could only miss you by looking at your things. You see, I set your photo as my screensaver and look at it every day, but I still miss you." Qin Yu took out his mobile phone. He had just set Lin Shishua's photo as the screensaver. Lin Shishua smiled and was quite satisfied with Qin Yu's move. Sitting on the sofa, Lin Shishua seemed to have changed into a different person, and suddenly shouted, "You are so bold. During the time when I was away, did you serve other concubines?" Qin Yu was inwardly MMP. This madman started to become moody again, but he already had a countermeasure. "Your Majesty, please understand. I stay in the palace every day, hoping that you can return to the palace as soon as possible. I have never had any disputes with other concubines." Lin Shishua didn't believe it and had a serious expression. "Xiao Yue, come here and let me see if there are any changes in you." Qin Yu got close to Lin Shishua and could smell the refreshing body fragrance on her. Looking closely at her snow-white skin that is as smooth as a baby's, Qin Yu couldn't help but swallow his saliva. As a professional player, he had extraordinary concentration and calmed down in a moment. Lin Shishua put her arms around Qin Yu's neck, but because Qin Yu was tall, it was difficult for Lin Shishua. So he pulled hard. Qin Yu lost his balance and fell headfirst into Lin Shishua's delicate body. "Ah!" a soft cry rang out. Qin Yu quickly held himself up and apologized. "My queen, I deserve to die. I deserve to die. Please punish me, my queen." Chapter 10. Your Majesty, please let me sleep with you tonight. Lin Shishua was just hit by Qin Yu's sudden elbow and was not seriously injured. But some people are still angry. "HMPH, damn slave, you dared to hurt me, I will punish you to work like a cow or a horse, squat down." Qin Yu had no choice but to squat on the sofa. Lin Shishua suddenly pounced on him and rode on his back. Lin Shishua is very thin, but she has everything she needs. She weighs only about 90 kilograms, which makes her very petite compared to Qin Yu. Carrying such a beauty on his back, Qin Yu felt no pressure at all. "My queen, I am about to take off, please hold on tight." Lin Shishua was really into the role, with her arms around Qin Yu's neck. It looked like Qin Yu was carrying Lin Shishua on his back. There is a 20 centimeters height difference between the two, and Lin Shishua looked smaller. Qin Yu felt Lin Shishua hugging him tightly from behind. He rushed down from the sofa in one step. Qin Yu bent over and made a sound like a horse. Then the buffalo roared again, running around upstairs, downstairs and in the huge living room, as if he was really a horse or a cow. This is Lin Shishua, the national goddess who makes men all over the country crazy. Now it is lying obediently on my back. A man who lacks self-control would probably have lost his temper by now. Lin Shishua on his back had an excited look on her face, and seemed to be very into the role, as if she was really galloping on a horse. "I rode the horse for more than half an hour." Qin Yu was not tired yet, his physical strength was at the athlete's level. But Lin Shishua on his back got tired first, and she started to sweat. "You tilder. I'm tired, let me down." Qin Yu quickly put Lin Shishua on the sofa and quickly poured her a glass of water. "My lady, please drink some water." Lin Shishua looked at Qin Yu with satisfaction, staring at his handsome face that made countless women want to commit a crime. And Qin Yu's clothes were a little messy at the moment because he had just carried her on his back, and his strong chest muscles were faintly visible under his short-sleeved shirt. Lin Shishua felt a little jealous, so she waved and ordered, "Xiao Yue, come here and stay closer to me." Qin Yu didn't think much about it and sat down next to Lin Shishua. Lin Shishua put her arms around Qin Yu's neck and looked at him with seductive eyes and a smile. Your Majesty, how about letting me sleep with you tonight? Qin Yu's heart was shocked. Sure enough, this crazy woman changed her role again. However, Qin Yu had already prepared a solution. Queen, I'm not going anywhere tonight. I'm staying with you. Lin Shishua smiled even more happily. Looking at the handsome face and masculine body so close to me. Lin Shishua rested her little head in Qin Yu's arms, listening to his strong heartbeat. Qin Yu remained calm. As a professional player, this temptation was nothing to him. He was like a sculpture, motionless, and his body showed no reaction at all. Although Lin Shishua is a lunatic, she reached a cooperation with Qin Yu. She knew that Qin Yu would not sell his body, so even if she was greedy for Qin Yu's body. I won't force Qin Yu. Things are pretty good now. Lin Shishua was very satisfied to be in this safe embrace. After working in the entertainment industry for several years, she has gone from a small-time actress to a top star. Only she knows the sadness involved. Because I stick to the bottom line and don't want to be subject to unspoken rules. He was hidden in the first 2 years of his debut, but gold always shines. Lin Shishua relies on her stunning looks and solid basic skills. He became famous thanks to some self-media publicity and was then signed by the largest entertainment company in the country. In recent years, he has become one of the top stars in Asia, with hundreds of high-end endorsements every year. Because of her unsuccessful debut in previous years, Lin Shishua became extremely obsessed with professional skills. 2 years ago, she found Qin Yu by accident and started role-playing with Qin Yu. Qin Yu learned a lot of skills in the entertainment industry from her. I learned singing, dancing and acting from this girl. And he was extremely professional. When Qin Yu first played the role with Lin Shishua, he felt that he did not do it well. He would often be mercilessly beaten by Lin Shishua, but now their acting is becoming less and less like acting. They have played enemies, lovers, basically every role you can think of. In short, they are just two crazy people. Qin Yu hugged Lin Shishua and gently patted her delicate back with his hands to give her enough sense of security. Queen, you don't have to work so hard. You should also pay attention to the balance between work and rest. Come back more often when you have nothing to do. I will make you something delicious. Qin Yu really cares about the girl. It's not easy to survive in the entertainment industry, especially for a top star like her. Every move is watched by the outside world. Saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing can lead to the collapse of the house. Your Majesty, you are so kind to me. Lin Shishua's beautiful face continued to burrow into Qin Yu's arms. Compared with previous clients, Qin Yu prefers to be with this girl. Because all you have to do is play the various roles well. Although sometimes, Lin Shishua makes the characters he plays a little perverted. But it's better than going to Gu Ruoshi to be whipped. Lin Shishua was tired from playing and her body was covered in sweat, but the smell was even more fragrant. Qin Yu even suspected that this incredibly beautiful superstar was marinated in perfume. I'm going to take a shower first. I've prepared a new set of clothes for you in the box I brought back. Go put them on and come up. Qin Yu nodded. After Lin Shishua went upstairs to take a shower, Qin Yu opened the small box that Lin Shishua brought back. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. There was indeed a set of clothes inside. Qin Yu picked it up and took a look. Suddenly his eyes lit up. This was really an imperial robe. It seems that I will really be the emperor this time. After Qin Yu put on the imperial robe, he faced the mirror at the door and made a gesture as if he was pointing at the mountains and rivers. Hey! As expected, you're so damn handsome. Everything looks good on me with this figure. It's just a little tight. Qin Yu went upstairs and prepared to wait for Lin Shishua in the room. But I heard Lin Shishua's delicate voice coming from the bathroom. Your Majesty, please come in and wash me. Qin Yu staggered when he heard that. The big star must have taken the wrong medicine today, he is having such a big time. Oh, Queen, men and women should not touch each other. I'll wait for you outside. Unexpectedly, Lin Shishua's voice turned cold. I asked you to come in, didn't you hear me? Qin Yu shrank his neck. Lin Shishua was obviously angry from his tone. Qin Yu took a few deep breaths, gritted his teeth, opened the bathroom door and walked in. As a professional player, he has also encountered this situation. As long as you are firm enough and don't look sideways, you can face it calmly. Qin Yu walked into the bathroom and saw Lin Shishua lying in the huge electronic bathtub. I thought I could see infinite beautiful scenery. But there was a thick layer of foam floating on the bathtub, and Lin Shishua's only a small head was exposed. Under the swan-like neck, one can vaguely see a hint of white and delicate collarbone. If Lin Shishua's fans knew that she was their dream goddess. If I show myself in front of a man like this, they will definitely be jealous to death. Seeing Qin Yu wearing the imperial robe, Lin Shishua burst out laughing. Har har, I didn't expect that the male lead in our crew doesn't have a better figure than you. This imperial robe is obviously one size too small. Qin Yu's expression remained unchanged as he walked closer to Lin Shishua and squatted down. Queen, what do you want me to do? Lin Shishua smiled with satisfaction. Little guy, can't I control you? Lin Shishua slowly stood up, but with her back facing Qin Yu. Please rub my back. I can't reach it. Chapter 11. Come here and kneel down. Qin Yu looked at the fair and translucent skin and wondered, can women really have such good skin? Qin Yu looked at it for a few seconds and then regained consciousness. He picked up the sponge bath brush next to him and gently wiped Lin Shishua's back. Qin Yu's technique was very gentle, and Lin Shishua could feel his attentiveness. Qin Yu, do you think I'm beautiful? Qin Yu said from the bottom of his heart. Beautiful, you are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. Just like a fairy in the sky. As a professional player, Qin Yu says the same thing to every client. These clients of his are indeed rare beauties in the world. It would be better if they were a little more normal. Unfortunately, they are all mentally ill or perverted with serious violent tendencies. Fortunately, Qin Yu is now in a much more relaxed mood, because in more than 3 months, he will leave here. These women can only torture him for the last 3 months. Lin Shishua giggled. Har har, since I am so beautiful in your heart, do you want to have me? Qin Yu was stunned for half a second, thinking quickly in his mind what this girl was thinking. There were female customers who asked him this question before. After all, Qin Yu's appearance and figure are there, which are the ceiling of human males. It is difficult for a woman to resist his charm. Shishua, I come from a humble background and have such a lowly status, how can I be worthy of you? I am only willing to quietly accompany you, take care of you, and protect you. I dare not ask for more. Qin Yu's words were flawless, showing his good impression of Lin Shishua. He also used his lowly status to reject Lin Shishua's advances. Perfect. Qin Yu couldn't see the expression on Lin Shishua's face at the moment as she had her back to him. At this moment, Lin Shishua's eyes were cold. She had been walking on thin ice all these years. It took everything she had to get to this point, but now she felt tired. Only when I have free time, I go back to Zhonghai and have fun with Qin Yu at home. Only then could she feel a little happiness, although sometimes her attitude towards Qin Yu was not so good. Even the anger he suffered on the crew would be taken out on Qin Yu. But Qin Yu was always very tolerant of her, never fighting back when she hit him, and never retaliating when she scolded him. He was also kind and considerate, treating her like the apple of his eye. Gradually, Lin Shishua has become accustomed to being with Qin Yu, even if it is only for a short time. Now that she is successful and has made enough money, she doesn't want to live so cautiously anymore. She wants to release her nature, and she wants to always have a life where Qin Yu cares for her. Qin Yu, if I give you a chance to stay with me forever, will you agree? Qin Yu frowned. Did this big star encounter any setbacks at work? Why are you talking so abnormally today? At this time in the past, it was her turn to play the host. Then you should vent all the anger you want to vent at work on yourself. Afraid that the atmosphere would suddenly become ambiguous, Qin Yu quickly thought about how to answer. What? Do you still need to hesitate? Do you know who I am? I am Lin Shishua, the goddess in the hearts of thousands of men, and you are actually hesitating. Lin Shishua was annoyed. She turned around and slapped Qin Yu on the stunned face. Qin Yu felt the burning pain on his face and forgot to look at the beautiful scenery in front of him. After Lin Shishua found Qin Yu, she retreated into the bathtub full of foam. He looked at the silly Qin Yu with a cold face. After a while, Qin Yu touched his cheek, which still had water stains left by the slap. Shishua, I'm sorry, I'm just a prostitute, how can I be worthy of you? Lin Shishua became even angrier and yelled. Get out! Get out of here! Qin Yu sighed, and could only stand up helplessly and carefully leave the bathroom. After Qin Yu left, Lin Shishua raised the hand that had just hit Qin Yu in the face and fell into deep self-blame. Why would I hit him? In my heart, I still instinctively thought that he was just a prostitute. I even felt that I would not have any psychological burden to hit him, but I really wanted him to stay by my side forever. In fact, Lin Shishua was troubled by her inner possessiveness. Qin Yu was just a plaything that she could call upon at will. Every time I see Qin Yu's flattering expression, Lin Shishua felt that this was what he deserved, and smiling at him was a charity to him. Qin Yu sat on the sofa in Lin Shishua's room and rubbed his face that was slapped. Alas, you are the financial sponsor and I am your bootlicker. I have experienced everything from being planned to being beaten. Qin Yu was very calm. Compared to that perverted female hooligan Gu Ruoshi, Lin Shishua was already a junior player. About half an hour later, Lin Shishua came out wrapped in a white bath towel. Like a lotus in clear water, graceful and exquisite, this is the best way to describe Lin Shishua at this moment. Lin Shishua sat on the big bed, without even looking at Qin Yu, and said directly, "Come here, kneel down." Qin Yu's mouth twitched. But he still walked in front of Lin Shishua very skillfully and knelt down. "But I was thinking in my heart, you are a rich woman and you have the final say, give me 300,000 yuan a month." Thinking of the number in the bank card, Qin Yu knelt calmly and firmly. "Do you know why I hit you just now?" "Of course Qin Yu knows, isn't it just a subtle rejection of you?" "Shishua, I am willing to stay with you forever. As long as you don't leave me, I won't leave you." Qin Yu learned his lesson. He said nice things at first, but after a few months, he left. By then, who can do anything to him? Har ha har har, making money is the kingly thing, feelings are not worth mentioning. Hearing that Qin Yu was willing to stay with her, Lin Shishua suddenly felt a little happy. She bent down, hugged Qin Yu's head, and held her in her arms. Lin Shishua, who had just finished taking a shower, smelled sweet. Leaning on her soft body, Qin Yu's calm face also showed a slight strangeness. "I'm a professional. I've practiced my composure by watching 108 Japanese action movies. I can't lose my composure, I can't lose my composure." But her arms feel so warm and fragrant. Qin Yu muttered to himself, but he also felt a little overwhelmed. "Qin Yu, does your face still hurt?" Lin Shishua let go of Qin Yu and touched Qin Yu's face with her soft little hands. "I said, sister, you just slapped me on the left cheek. Why are you touching my right cheek? You don't have to be so hypocritical." Qin Yu complained in his heart. "Will you be obedient next time? Then I won't hit you." Qin Yu nodded with emotion, having already complained 1,000 times in his heart. Okay, I'll listen to you. Whatever you say will be my final decision for these 3 months. You can even ask me to take care of your shit and pee, and wipe your butt." Qin Yu was cursing in his heart, but his eyes were looking at Lin Shishua affectionately. The expression is so sincere that all women who see it will think that the man loves them to death. "Okay, I'm going to sleep. You go wait outside the door and be ready for me to call you at any time." Chapter 12, You are the financial sponsor and have the final say, give me 300,000 a month. Qin Yu stood up and clapped his sleeves. He imitated the actions of Qing dynasty ministers leaving after receiving orders. "Yes. I will take my leave. May the queen be blessed with good health." Qin Yu faced Lin Shishua, bent over, and stepped back step by step. "He looks just like a slave." After walking out the door, Qin Yu skillfully moved a chair from the corridor and sat down. If Lin Shishua asked him to wait at the door, he would definitely wait at the door. This is Qin Yu's professional ethics as a professional bootlicker, and he must do his best to meet any needs of the customers. Make sure customers get his service at the first time. Even with such a high income, not everyone can do this job. Qin Yu could sleep while sitting on a bench and still hear what was happening outside at any time. Make sure to wake up at any time and provide immediate service to customers. Qin Yu sat upright in the chair with his eyes closed, and he sat there all night. At 6:30 in the morning, the cell phone in Qin Yu's pocket began to vibrate, and he slowly opened his eyes. He looked back at the door, then put the chair away and went downstairs to make breakfast. The ingredients were bought at the supermarket when he came yesterday, and the entire refrigerator was filled. To serve customers well, we must serve their stomachs well. Fortunately, Qin Yu's cooking skills are expert. It took Qin Yu more than an hour to prepare a breakfast that looked exquisite. Lin Shishua is a big star, and serving her requires refinement. Even food has to be like a work of art, which is in line with her identity and aesthetics. Looking at the table full of exquisite breakfast, Qin Yu showed a satisfied smile on his face and went upstairs. He gently pushed open the door and walked to the bed where Lin Shishua was still sleeping. He squatted down and looked at this perfect face. However, her pretty eyebrows were slightly furrowed, as if something in her dream made her uneasy. Qin Yu didn't wake Lin Shishua up. He just squatted quietly beside her, looking at her tenderly. Alas, these women are probably most beautiful when they are asleep. Qin Yu sighed in his heart, and his expression became softer. After waiting for another half an hour, Lin Shishua slowly opened her eyes. The first thing I saw was Qin Yu's sunny smile. "You're awake. I made your favorite breakfast for you. Come wash up and go downstairs to eat." Lin Shishua just felt that she was very happy. The moment you open your eyes, you can see a handsome face that no woman can refuse. Lin Shishua stretched her arms out from the quilt and pinched Qin Yu's handsome face with her fingers. "Qin Yu, you have a face that is truly a gift from God. If you come to our entertainment industry, I guarantee that you will become a top star. How about forming a rumored CP with my sister? Let's become famous together." Qin Yu doesn't want to live a life like Lin Shishua. "I carefully maintain my image every day, fearing that it might fall apart someday." "Sister Shishua, you are joking. How can I become a star? You are enough for me. I am only willing to take good care of you." Qin Yu's words were flawless, which made Lin Shishua feel comfortable listening to him, but he had already started cursing in his heart. "You being a star is enough to bother me, and you still want me to follow in your footsteps. You're dreaming. Har har, okay, then you will always take care of me and you are not allowed to leave." Qin Yu nodded repeatedly. "You are the financial sponsor and you have the final say. Give me 300,000 yuan a month. Let me wipe your butt and I won't complain." Lin Shishua put on her pajamas and went to the restaurant downstairs. I saw more than a dozen plates of breakfast on the table. There are snacks rolled into specific shapes, and eggs arranged into the shape of a heart. There are also fruits carved into bears, rabbits, and pigs. Lin Shishua was very satisfied and took out her cell phone. "Take photos of these delicious breakfasts and post them on Weibo." Many of Lin Shishua's previous Weibo posts were photos taken at home. For example, some exquisite breakfast and lunch. Some handicrafts made by Qin Yu himself, small pendants, etc. Lin Shishua would take pictures and post them on Weibo. If it were Lin Shishua's fanatical fans. I wonder how you feel when you know that these things come from such a handsome guy. After taking the photos and posting on Weibo, Lin Shishua put down her phone and looked at Qin Yu with appreciation. "Qin Yu, how come you are so capable? Who did you learn these skills from?" As a professional player, Qin Yu must learn various skills. Only when you become strong can you serve all types of customers with ease. "Shishua, I learned all these just for you. Do you like them?" Of course Lin Shishua liked it. Qin Yu specifically asked her why she had learned so much, and she was very touched. "I really don't know what my life will be like without you. I'm always here, you can call me at any time. Har har, you give me so much money, I must be there whenever you call." After Lin Shishua finished breakfast, her belly was bloated. She definitely couldn't eat so much when she was filming or performing on the set. After Lin Shishua finished eating, it was Qin Yu's turn. Some snacks, eggs and sandwiches that were not finished belonged to Qin Yu. Qin Yu even stuffed the fruit snack that Lin Shishua had taken a bite of into his mouth without any hesitation. Anyway, he wouldn't care if such a goddess took a bite. Filling his stomach was the most important thing. Looking at Qin Yu eating the leftover breakfast, Lin Shishua walked up and touched Qin Yu's head. "Is it tasty?" "Oh, delicious, everything I make is delicious." This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. By the way, my next concert will be held in Zhonghai Stadium. This is a VIP ticket for the front row. Come and watch my performance. Lin Shishua handed a ticket to Qin Yu. Qin Yu swallowed the sandwich in his mouth, picked up the ticket and saw that it was next weekend. "Shishua, thank you, this is actually the best spot." "Of course. No matter who you are, I will definitely give you the best." Qin Yu rolled his eyes. The demand for Lin Shishua's concert tickets is definitely in short supply, and scalpers are selling them for tens of thousands of yuan each. So Qin Yu made up his mind. Shishue, actually I have a few roommates who like you very much too. They also want to see your concert, but the tickets are hard to get. Why don't you give me a few tickets for the back row and I'll give them to them? Lin Shishue smiled faintly. This was a trivial matter for her. Okay, I'll ask my assistant to send you a few later, and you can ask your friends to come and see my performance too. Qin Yu was overjoyed, but he would not give it to his roommate. He would put them online and sell them. He could make at least 10,000 yuan from each one. How wonderful! Shishue, thank you so much. Since you want to thank me, then take practical action. Lin Shishue stepped forward and held Qin Yu in her arms. Qin Yu, who was sitting, only felt that he had entered a warm, soft and fragrant embrace. Qin Yu put his arms around Lin Shishue's waist and hugged her, saying affectionately, Shishue, it's great to be by your side. Qin Yu said this, but he was already worried in his heart. Is this woman in love with me? It's so dangerous. The first rule of my professional bootlicking is that you cannot develop feelings for your clients. It seems I have to run away as soon as possible. I don't want to mess with these lunatics. Chapter 13 Lesbian Female President. Qin Yu spent the whole day with Lin Shishue. She is very busy and seldom goes back to Zhonghai. Qin Yu was lying on the sofa, hugging Lin Shishue, like a couple in love. Then after watching TV for a whole day, maybe Lin Shishue came back from her busy schedule. She just wanted Qin Yu to hold her in his arms, to spend a day in peace and leisure, forgetting all her worries. The next day, after Lin Shishue finished the breakfast Qin Yu made for him, he went straight to the airport to return to the crew. Qin Yu returned to school. Today was the weekend, and Qin Yu took out his client list. From noon to afternoon, I had lunch with the female president of China Overseas Group. Qin Yu returned to the dormitory, took a shower, changed into luxury brand clothes, and then took a taxi straight to the female president's company. Qin Yu took a taxi to the downstairs of Zhonghai Qinsha Group. He went straight into the lobby and the security guard didn't stop him. Not only because Qin Yu now looks like a handsome and elegant young man. The security guards already knew him and came here almost every weekend to meet their female president. Qin Yu was familiar with the route. He came to the president's special elevator and went straight to the top floor. After arriving at the top floor, this is where the senior executives of Qin Group work. The female president Qin Zhiqian is in the innermost office. Qin Yu walked in confidently. The senior executives of the group all looked at him, especially the female employees. Everyone's eyes were almost glued to Qin Yu. They had never seen such a handsome guy in their lives. Wow! Our president is really lucky to have found such a handsome boyfriend. Woohoo, I'm so envious. Your envy is useless. Such a handsome boy can only be matched with a beauty like our President Qin. Why don't you look in the mirror? Does the boy like you? Stop making trouble, my little brother has gone far away. Every weekend, why am I willing to work overtime? Just to see him, even just for a moment. The three female executives of Qin Group looked at Qin Yu's disappearing back with shining eyes and fantasized about him. Qin Yu came to Qin Zhiqian's office, knocked, then pushed open the door and walked in. As soon as Qin Yu entered the room, he saw a tall figure standing in front of the floor-to-ceiling window with his back facing the door. Just looking from the back, this woman has a really good figure. A smart business suit looks like a uniform temptation on her. She wore a knee-length skirt and black stockings, and under her slender calves were black high heels with red soles, giving her a queen-like look. Such a perfect back view can keep all the male animals staring at it for a whole day. Qin Zhiqian turned around slowly, her perfect face showing arrogance and abstinence, giving people an indescribable sense of distance. Qin Zhiqian looked at Qin Yu with cold eyes, and her tone was even colder. Now that you're here, it might take up a little more of your time today. Is that okay with you? Qin Yu nodded. Qin Zhiqian was a big client, and he would satisfy her even if he was busy. Boss Qin, I have time today. Suddenly, a sharp cold light flashed across Qin Zhiqian's cold eyes. What did you call me? Qin Yu shuddered all over and quickly changed his words. Sister Zhiqian, I was wrong, I shouldn't have called you that. Qin Zhiqian slowly walked up to Qin Yu, raised her hand, and slapped Qin Yu in the face. Qin Yu felt a burning pain on his face and cursed himself for making a mistake. He must be prepared in advance next time. After Qin Zhiqian slapped Qin Yu, she stared at Qin Yu's eyes with cold eyes. It seemed as if she wanted to see whether this despicable man had surrendered in his heart. After watching for a while, Qin Yu's expression did not change, and he did not feel any resentment. Qin Jiqian said word by word. Bitch, you know why I support you. You can call me that in the office, but don't make any mistakes when you go out. Qin Yu nodded quickly, looking as if he was intimidated by the aura of this female devil. Sister Jiqian, I'll remember this. I won't make the same mistake again. Qin Yu said he was submissive and his face was still burning, but he was complaining madly in his heart. I'm a professional player, this little humiliation is nothing. As long as my sister can give me money, I will lick her until she screams. When Qin Jiqian found Qin Yu before, she made it clear that she was a lesbian and she liked women. But Qin Group does not allow it because the president is a woman with abnormal sexual orientation. Then Qin Jiqian found Qin Yu and asked him to pretend to be her boyfriend and accompany her to some important occasions. Because of Qin Yu's good looks and height, he quickly became famous in her circle. Everyone says Qin Jiqian has found a boyfriend who is so handsome. Gradually, people ignored the fact that she was a lesbian. Tonight, you will accompany me to an event and be intimate with me. If you don't behave well, I will make you regret coming into this world. Qin Yu nodded hurriedly, looking like a little man. Jiqian, I will definitely do what a boyfriend should do and make you satisfied. Qin Jiqian showed a satisfied expression, but in Qin Yu's eyes, she was still so cold. At this moment, Qin Jiqian's cell phone rang. She picked it up and looked at it, revealing a smile that Qin Yu had never seen before. Qin Jiqian took the phone and walked to the floor-to-ceiling window to answer it. Qin Yu vaguely heard a coquettish female voice on the phone. Could this be Qin Jiqian's lover? Qin Yu was very curious. He had been Qin Jiqian's fake boyfriend for more than a year and had never met her girlfriend. After a while, Qin Jiqian put down the phone, came to Qin Yu and said, Come on, I want to have dinner with my baby, you can come with us. Qin Yu widened his eyes. Qin Jiqian was actually willing to meet her lover in person. Okay, Jiqian, I'll listen to you Tilda. Qin Yu became more and more curious about what Qin Jiqian's lesbian girlfriend looked like. Following Qin Jiqian, we came to the underground garage and stood next to a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Qin Yu respectfully opened the back door for Qin Jiqian and waited for Qin Jiqian to sit in before he sat in the passenger seat. As soon as Qin Yu sat in the passenger seat, Qin Jiqian hit him hard on the back of his head. Qin Yu, do you want to die? Qin Yu touched the back of his head, confused. Isn't he this big president going to pick up his little lover? Shouldn't he leave the back seat for that little lover? Sister Jiqian, What do you mean by you? Why are you sitting in the passenger seat? Do you want others to see that our relationship is not normal? Qin Yu quickly got out of the passenger seat, then got into the back seat and sat down carefully, like a good boy. The driver is Qin Jiqian's confidant and will not reveal it to others. Qin Jiqian gets angry when she sees Qin Yu. You've made 2 mistakes today. I don't want you to make another mistake today. Do you hear me? Qin Yu nodded hurriedly. Yes, Sister Jiqian, I won't make the same mistake again. The car drove out of the Qin Group building and headed towards a villa area in the suburbs. Chapter 14. It turns out to be a female colleague. Half an hour later, the car stopped in front of a small villa. Qin Yu got out of the car and opened the door for Qin Jiqian, and they came to the door of the villa. Qin Jiqian entered the password skillfully and then walked in. Qin Yu stood behind Qin Jiqian, feeling a little reserved and curious. He doesn't understand what the big boss's mistress looks like, Lalar's world. When we entered the villa, a lively-looking girl rushed out from the kitchen. When Qin Yu saw the girl for the first time, he felt that Qin Jiqian had good taste and she was actually a beauty. But when the girl saw that Qin Jiqian brought a man in, her eyes became complicated. Qin Yu looked at the girl. The girl's eyes were shocked and had a shy expression. Qin Yu is a battle-hardened expert in the love field. He concluded at first glance that the girl was a normal woman, not a lesbian. Because of the look on that girl's face. It was the look in the eyes of an ordinary woman who coveted his body, with a little evasion, there was no doubt about it. Qin Jiqian went forward and embraced the girl, then introduced. Annie, this is the man I told you about. You don't have to worry about him. Why did you think of cooking for me today? I haven't been here for a long time because I missed you. I want to see you. Qin Jiqian reached out and scratched Annie's little nose. But Qin Yu could see that Annie's feelings for Qin Jiqian were not like those between lovers. The three of them sat down in the restaurant and started eating. It must be said that Anne's cooking skills were quite good. The only problem is that the quantity is relatively small. Even if Qin Yu, who is 188 centimeters tall, were to eat as much as he wanted, it would probably not be enough for him alone. Maybe before, Annie hadn't considered that Qin Jiqian would bring a man here. Jiqian, is this the man you were talking about, the one you used to cover up our relationship? Yeah, I wanted him to attend an event with me tonight, so I brought him. He looks quite young. While Annie was eating, she would steal glances at Qin Yu from time to time. Qin Yu saw all of this, and he was now even more certain. This Annie was probably the same as herself, selling herself to Qin Jiqian for money. As for whether this girl would sell herself, Qin Yu couldn't judge. The main thing is how Lala and the others operate, which involves Qin Yu's blind spot in knowledge. Just as Qin Yu was chewing his food slowly, he suddenly felt something touching his calf under the table. Qin Yu raised his eyes and saw Annie's peach blossom eyes looking at him charmingly. Damn it! You really want to harm me? You actually seduced me in front of Qin Jiqian. Qin Yu secretly cursed Annie in his heart for being so promiscuous. She quickly pulled her foot back, but Annie was very brave. She refused to give in and gently scratched Qin Yu's legs with her feet. When Qin Jiqian wasn't noticing, she looked at Qin Yu with a very provocative look. Qin Yu has basically confirmed that this woman is a normal person who likes men. Being kept here by Qin Jiqian, she probably hasn't tasted the love of a man for a long time. Today when I saw Qin Yu, this tall and handsome man, the restless desire in my heart was ignited. He actually dared to do these little tricks in front of Qin Jiqian. Qin Yu put down his bowl and chopsticks, coughed and said, "Oh, I'm full, you guys eat." Then he stood up, walked to the living room and sat down. Annie even glanced at Qin Yu's perky buttocks out of the corner of her eye. This man must be very strong. After dinner, Qin Jiqian took Annie to the living room. Qin Yu was very curious about what they were like when they were intimate. Qin Jiqian was seen holding Annie in her arms and lying on the sofa. It seemed that he was not afraid of the fact that Qin Yu was right beside him. It's just like an ordinary couple, just hugging each other. Boss Qin, you haven't come to see me for a long time. What have you been busy with recently? There's been a lot of work at the company lately, I'll come often later and catch up for you. By the way, if I encounter any problems, can I ask your boyfriend for help? Qin Jiqian narrowed her eyes slightly and said in a cold tone. Why do you want him to help you? How can such a lowly man help you? What can I, Qin Jiqian, do for you? Qin Jiqian speaks very assertively, like a typical feminist. Qin Yu, who was standing aside, understood that Qin Jiqian was definitely the stronger one among the lesbians. When Annie saw that Qin Jiqian was angry, she quickly changed her words. Boss Qin, please don't get me wrong. I don't like men, but you know, people like us sometimes need a man to help us do things, so. When you need help, tell me and I'll arrange it for you, but he can't. Annie pouted her lips and glanced at Qin Yu regretfully out of the corner of her eye. That look was like the feeling of the meat just about to be grasped flying away. Qin Yu breathed a sigh of relief. He was worried just now that Qin Jiqian agreed. This Annie, at first glance, is the kind of woman who is unsatisfied. If I had listened to Qin Jiqian and helped her or something. Isn't it like a sheep walking into a tiger's mouth? I'm afraid I will be eaten up. Thinking of this, Qin Yu shuddered unconsciously. I have been chaste for 22 years and I am still a virgin. As for first kiss, Qin Yu didn't know how many women had forced kisses on him. Those top female clients would always forcefully kiss him when he wasn't paying attention. In the end, Qin Yu could only try his best to prevent it, but he was still often taken advantage of. Like, for those women. Kissing a handsome guy on the lips doesn't seem like you're at a disadvantage. In the afternoon, Qin Jiqian was preparing to take a nap, so Annie gave her a shoulder massage. Qin Yu went to the bathroom urgently to pee. Just as he unzipped his pants, he heard the bathroom door being pushed open. Qin Yu instinctively looked back and saw golden light coming out of Annie's eyes. He rushed towards Qin Yu, who quickly zipped up his pants. Didn't Qin Jiqian feed this girl enough? Why does she pounce on any man she sees? Qin Yu had no idea that Qin Jiqian had never fed Annie. They were just playing a new, platonic relationship. But Qin Jiqian didn't allow Annie to have contact with any man or woman. If it weren't for money, Annie would have broken up with Qin Yu long ago. Seeing a handsome and dreamy man today, Anne could no longer suppress her inner desire. Qin Yu, who had just put on the zipper, was hugged tightly by a delicate body. Qin Yu, I actually like men too. As soon as I saw you, I liked you. I really want to be with you. Qin Yu stopped Annie immediately. Don't mess around, President Qin is outside, do you want to die? No, she's asleep. Let's move faster. Am I not beautiful? President Qin doesn't like men, and she can't satisfy you, but I can. Take me. Chapter 15 The Terrible Beauty CEO. Qin Yu pushed Annie away and said in a serious tone. Ms. Annie, please respect yourself. I am Mr. Qin's person. I will not betray her. I love her and I am willing to wait for her to change. Although she paid me and only hired me as her fake boyfriend, I can no longer extricate myself from her. Qin Yu's words were so affectionate that even Annie believed them. The reason why Qin Yu said this was because he saw a black shadow appear in the gap of the bathroom. There are only 3 people in this room, so the person at the door could only be Qin Yu. If he didn't make it clear that Annie had rushed in, Qin Yu believed that he might not see the sun tomorrow morning. Qin Yu just went for it and made a passionate confession. Anyway, Qin Yu only likes women, no matter how much he confesses. Qin Yu wouldn't do anything to him. Besides, I will graduate in more than 3 months, and then I can fly freely as I please. At this moment, Qin Yu was standing outside the bathroom. When I heard Qin Yu's affectionate confession, my heart skipped a beat. She is not actually a pure one, she used to like men. But something happened in junior high school, where she was almost molested by a senior boy after school. In the end, if it weren't for a big sister from the senior grade who saved her, Qin Yu's junior high school career would have been ruined. Later, the big sister said she liked her, and Qin Yu was very ignorant at that time. Completely confused about the difference between admiration and love, she tried to imitate the big sister's preferences. Later on, he even imitated that big sister, which led to Qin Yu becoming interested in women. She was forced to become gay, but it's easy to recover from this. All it takes is a man to show up. Annie in the bathroom was stunned. She had been burning with desire for a long time. What did you say? You like Ms. Qin, but she's just a bitch. She can't possibly give you her body, but I can. I have such a great figure, and I'm very sexy. I can even serve a woman well, and I can serve you comfortably, too. Qin Yu felt sick looking at Annie at this moment. Miss Annie, I'm sorry, please don't embarrass me. I am only loyal to President Qin. Even if she doesn't love me, I won't do anything to let her down, even if we are just doing a deal. Qin Yu was about to push Annie away and leave the bathroom. The door was kicked open. Annie was so frightened that she trembled all over. She turned around suddenly and saw Qin Yu's cold face. Qin Yu, knowing that there was someone at the door, was not panicked at all, but he pretended to be very panicked on his face. And immediately explained. Boss Qin, listen to me, it was this bastard who pulled me into the bathroom. He wanted to do this to me, woo-woo. As Anne spoke, she began to cry, and I felt so sorry for her. This girl can report to Lin Shishua's crew and play a pure green tea bitch. Of course Qin Yu couldn't allow Annie to say that to him. Although he was not afraid in his heart, he still had to go on with the show. Jiqian, listen to me, it's not like that, it was this woman who tried to seduce me, I was wronged. Qin Yu explained in a panic. Qin Jiqian slowly walked into the bathroom. She exuded a cold aura, as if after she came in. The entire restroom temperature was lowered. A pair of cold eyes stared at Annie. Qin Yu showed a barely perceptible teasing expression. Annie seemed to sense Qin Jiqian's coldness towards her. She suddenly knelt down in front of Qin Jiqian. Boss Qin, please believe me, I don't like men, I only like you, we are the same, woo woo woo. Qin Jiqian slowly raised her hand, and the corners of Qin Yu's mouth gradually curled up. Har har, luckily I'm smart and I know there is someone at the door. I'm so clever. Just when Qin Yu was thinking happily in his heart. Bang! There was a crisp sound, followed by a sharp pain and a look of confusion. Qin Yu covered his face and looked at Qin Jiqian in disbelief. Jiqian, why did you hit me? Qin Yu asked in confusion. He himself didn't expect this. Qin Jiqian should have heard everything from outside the door, and knew that it was Annie who was trying to seduce her. It proves that Annie betrayed Qin Jiqian, so shouldn't Qin Jiqian beat Annie? Why did she end up hitting herself? Qin Yu has served so many perverted female customers. This was also the first time he felt puzzled. Qin Yu, do you know why I hit you? Qin Yu covered his face and tried his best to suppress his anger in his heart. He had never felt so aggrieved when he was tortured by a female devil like Ji Yu Ruoshi before. Qin Yu was not afraid of physical blows at all. But in this obviously indiscriminate situation, Qin Jiqian chose to punish him. Did Qin Jiqian really love this woman? Did she not care even if she cheated on him? Is this the way lesbians do things? Qin Yu sneered in his heart. It seems that he will go back today. We must make up for the psychological characteristics of this group. After a moment, Qin Yu adjusted his mood and became a professional bootlicker. If you take money from others, you have to endure all kinds of unreasonable demands from customers. Jiqian, you must have your reasons for hitting me. I was wrong. After Qin Yu finished speaking, he walked out of the bathroom. Although he was a little depressed, he had to swallow his anger. In the last 3 months, I must leave here. These women are fucking crazy. After Qin Yu left, only Qin Jiqian and Annie were left in the bathroom. Annie was relieved when Qin Yu was beaten just now. It seemed that Qin Jiqian loved her. They were reluctant to hit her, and just when Annie was secretly rejoicing, Qin Jiqian took action. Qin Yu heard Annie's screams coming from the bathroom in the living room. Hearing this cry, Qin Yu's expression twisted. This shows how miserable Annie's screams were, and it also proves how cruel Qin Jiqian is. About half an hour later, Annie's screams finally became weaker. Qin Jiqian just came out of the bathroom, looking like nothing happened. Qin Yu quickly stood up and came to Qin Jiqian in a flattering manner. He picked up a wet towel, squatted down and wiped Qin Jiqian's hands, and comforted her while wiping. Sister Jiqian, don't be angry. You are so rich, you will definitely find a better and more beautiful woman. Come, your hands are dirty, let me wipe them for you. Qin Yu carefully used a wet tissue to wipe Qin Jiqian's hands. She felt the touch from her fingertips and looked at the man in front of her who was concentrating on wiping her hands. Qin Jiqian suddenly felt guilty. Why did she slap Qin Yu just now? He was obviously not wrong, Qin Jiqian could feel it. The moment Qin Yu was slapped, anger and confusion subconsciously appeared in his eyes. But in just a moment, the man became obedient and even forgot the fact that he was beaten. Is this man really just a bastard, a lowly dog without any dignity? But what was that look just now? Qin Jiqian subconsciously put her hand on Qin Yu's head. Chapter 16, All Men Are Bitches. Soft hair, very smooth and slippery. How can a man's hair quality be better than a woman's? Qin Yu felt Qin Jiqian holding his head down and subconsciously looked up, meeting Qin Jiqian's complicated eyes. At this moment, Qin Jiqian and Qin Yu looked at each other. Qin Yu's deep eyes were so bright and fascinating. This man is worthy of being the ceiling of human appearance, he is so handsome. Qin Jiqian is not the real Lar at all. At this moment, a string in her heart seemed to tremble violently. Qin Yu showed a warm smile, like a spring breeze. Qin Jiqian actually felt a little embarrassed and even shy. This was an emotion she hadn't felt in the past 10 years. As if she realized that her face was a little hot, Qin Jiqian quickly turned her head and looked away from Qin Yu. Does this dog man have magic power? I like women, and men are all bitches. Qin Jiqian gave herself a hint in her heart. But Qin Yu's deep and bright eyes always lingered in her mind. Qin Jiqian pulled her hand back and said impatiently, "You don't have to wipe it, I washed my hands." Qin Jiqian pulled her hand back from Qin Yu's hand, and her heart suddenly started beating inexplicably. Qin Yu stood up. He really wanted to go to the bathroom to see how badly Annie was beaten. Sister Jiqian, Annie. Qin Jiqian's tone was cold. Don't worry about her. I'll send someone to take her away. She won't die, but she won't be far from dead. Qin Yu shrank his neck. This woman was as perverted as the underground big sister Ji Yu Ruoshi. Hearing Qin Jiqian say this, Annie must be feeling miserable at this moment. Qin Yu was too lazy to look, for fear of being scared. Come on, I'll take you to buy some nice clothes. You have to accompany me to an important event tonight. Qin Yu followed Qin Jiqian out of the villa, got into a Rolls-Royce, and headed straight for the best luxury shopping mall in Zhonghai. This is Qin Yu's favorite part, when rich women take him to the mall and buy luxury goods for him. This is also another key to Qin Yu's income generation. An hour later, Qin Yu was wearing a set of top-quality luxury menswear and carrying bags of various sizes in his hands. Qin Yu couldn't stop smiling. Just his clothes and the bags in his hands were worth hundreds of thousands. Especially this set of clothes, which is worth more than 300,000 yuan. After attending today's cocktail party, Qin Yu will go back and sell it to Lao Ju's pawnshop, which will bring in another astonishing income. As for the next time she meets Qin Ziqian at a cocktail party, she will not ask Qin Yu to wear the same clothes twice in a row. Finally it was night and the driver drove a Rolls-Royce to the venue. Qin Yu got out of the car, opened the door for Qin Ziqian, and respectfully led her out of the car. Then Qin Ziqian put her arm around Qin Yu's arm, like a real couple. But, the current Qin Ziqian. After what happened in Anne's villa in the afternoon, my mentality changed subtly. Especially outside the bathroom, I heard Qin Yu's affectionate confession inside. It turns out that this bastard has always been deeply in love with me. But I like women, all men in the world are bitches. Just when Qin Ziqian felt a little touched by Qin Yu deep in her heart, she quickly hypnotized herself. Qin Yu looked at what was in front of him. This was a garden-style manor covering a huge area. The garden in front alone is over 1,000 square meters, like a palace. Qin Yu had never seen such a large and luxurious manor villa complex. Sister Ziqian, where is this? What event are we going to participate in today? This is a charity auction organized by the Su family, and it is mainly attended by some business families that have business dealings with the Su family. Qin Yu nodded, but he was worried in his heart. I don't think I will meet any acquaintances today, nor will I meet my former clients, or the clients I am currently serving. And this Su family, which Su family is it, and is it related to Su Ningji? Qin Yu didn't know that this Su family was Su Ningji's family. Qin Ziqian walked into the manor with Qin Yu arm in arm, immediately attracting attention. Wow, is that the boyfriend of the president of Qin Group? He has such a good temperament. I wonder which family he belongs to. What a perfect match. The eldest daughter of the Qin family is not only beautiful, but her boyfriend is also very handsome. I'm so envious. Hearing the discussions of people around her, Qin Ziqian's mouth curled up slightly. This is the purpose of her supporting Qin Yu. Everyone will say that she has found a handsome boyfriend. No one would wonder if she was a lesbian. Although, there are rumors that Qin Ziqian likes women. But when everyone saw the man Qin Ziqian was holding, they gave up the idea. After all, such a handsome boyfriend has shifted the focus of everyone's attention. Qin Yu appeared to be very gentlemanly, and it was obvious at first glance that he was very caring towards Qin Ziqian. Later, after you go in, you can find a place to stay by yourself. Don't run around. Come find me after the party is over. Qin Yu nodded obediently. Several wealthy widowed women in Zhonghai had golden light in their eyes when they saw the man Qin Ziqian was holding. This man has such a great height and figure, he easily beats all the men at the party today. They couldn't wait and wanted to wait until Qin Yu was alone. These rich women have plenty of money. When the time comes, they will go up and ask Qin Yu how much money they would give to support him. As soon as Qin Yu and Qin Ziqian entered the lobby of the manor, they saw a man in a suit. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. He walked forward with a bad look on his face. The man was about 30 years old. He is well dressed and has an elegant temperament, and at first glance he looks like a young man from a wealthy family. The man stepped forward and frowned. Ziqian, why are you still with this college student? With your status, he is not worthy of you at all. Qin Ziqian immediately looked unfriendly. Qin Yu knew this person. He was a suitor of Qin Ziqian and the second generation of a wealthy family in Zhonghai. He has always coveted Qin Ziqian's beauty, but Qin Ziqian has never paid any attention to him. Qin Yu had seen this guy several times before when he attended activities with Qin Ziqian. Qin Yu was annoyed by the fact that she would come up to mock him every time. Luo Gang, please don't insult my boyfriend. Also, who I'm with has nothing to do with you. Qin Ziqian was as indifferent as ever. But, Ziqian, you are the president of Qin Group and the future successor of Qin Group. How can you be with a student whose background you don't know? I don't think the Qin family will agree to it. Qin Ziqian looked at Luo Gang with cold eyes, and the cold breath made Luo Gang shiver unconsciously. This cold and beautiful CEO was famous for her aloofness, and many rich young men had pursued her. But nothing ended well in the end. Please don't call me Jiqian, this name is not for you to call. After Qin Jiqian finished speaking, she pulled Qin Yu away, leaving Luo Gang trembling on the spot. Qin Jiqian simply doesn't give face to anyone. After all, he is the eldest master of the Luo family. Woman, no matter how cool you are, you will still beg for mercy under a man's crotch in the future. I wonder how long you can remain so proud. Chapter 17 Harassment by Rich Women. Luo Gang looked sinisterly in the direction Qin Jiqian left. This Luo Gang is not like the stupid villains in some novels who, when he fails to woo a woman, go and cause trouble for her boyfriend. Luo Gang has known Qin Jiqian's character for so many years. Making trouble for her man would have no effect on her at all and might even offend this icy CEO. In the whole of the manor, Qin Yu kept his head down and tried his best to reduce his presence. He didn't want to draw attention to himself, mainly because he was afraid of running into former and current clients. But he is just as handsome as Qin Jiqian. All the women were glancing at him. Qin Yu, there will be a small charity auction in the backstage later. I have to attend it. You can eat something outside by yourself then. Qin Yu nodded quickly and prepared to wait until Qin Jiqian left. Just squat in a corner and don't move around to attract attention. It's a pity that he doesn't show up in front of others, but someone comes to find him. At this moment, a pair of eyes in the distance looked at Qin Yu and Qin Jiqian in shock. This person was mainly looking at Qin Yu, with surprise on her face. This person is Suningji's mother Hu Peijun. She is the one who supports Qin Yu and acts as Suningji's bootlicker at school. It was she who made Qin Yu leave her daughter without her daughter's knowledge. Now Qin Yu was seen being held by Qin Jiqian, appearing in the Su family manor. Patty who was shocked. Could it be that Qin Yu is hooking up with the rich woman Qin Jiqian? But then he thought about who Qin Yu was, a bootlicker who only did it for money. Hu Peijun laughed angrily. Humph, a dog will always eat shit. A prostitute will always be a prostitute. Looks like he has found a big client now. Qin Jiqian asked Qin Yu to stay put while she went to hold a charity auction. When Qin Jiqian left, Qin Yu found the buffet area in the corner. Take the plate and start picking up the food you like. 3 wealthy ladies dressed in gold and silver came behind Qin Yu. The most noble middle-aged woman in the middle reached out and patted Qin Yu on the butt. Qin Yu paused, turned around, and saw 3 middle-aged wealthy women with golden eyes. They were all wearing famous brands, but they looked ruined on their obviously fatter bodies. Handsome boy, let's meet each other. The round-faced wealthy woman in the middle licked her lips and said. Qin Yu instinctively took 2 steps back and remained alert. Excuse me, aunties. I'm waiting for my girlfriend, Miss Qin Jiqian. The round-faced rich woman said in a teasing tone. Little handsome boy, I will give you 10 times as much money as Qin Jiqian gave you, as long as you follow me. Qin Yu secretly cursed the rich woman for being so rich, but he still refused without any hesitation. Auntie, Qin and I are truly in love. Please don't destroy our relationship. It's not a question of how much money he has, it's that Qin Yu is disgusted with ugliness. The reason why his clients are almost all beautiful women is that Qin Yu cannot serve ugly women. Although this rich woman was very rich, Qin Yu still resolutely refused because he had principles. Qin Yu's principle is: you may be a pervert or a sadist. You can even be a psychopath. But you must be beautiful. Seeing that Qin Yu refused without even thinking, the round-faced rich woman looked a little unhappy. Her husband died early, leaving her a huge fortune. In the past, I would look for young and handsome guys, whether they were celebrities or college students. She can use money to make the other person lie on the bed voluntarily, and the round-faced rich woman is extremely perverted. Don't treat those young handsome guys as human beings. She would torture these young hunks in bed to achieve her perverted pleasure. In her heart, she feels like she is the queen, and if I give you money you have to be her dog. The more handsome the guy is, the more excited the round-faced rich woman will be. I thought I could use money to force this handsome boy into submission, but it turned out that he didn't buy it. Boy, do you know who I am? I have plenty of money. I can give you everything that Qin Jiqian can give you. Qin Yu became a little impatient and his tone became cold. Please stop harassing me. I'm not interested in your money. Also, I don't like old women. The round-faced rich woman got angry when she heard this. She had never been humiliated like this before, so she pointed at Qin Yu and began to threaten him. Boy, don't refuse a toast and then drink a forfeit. Everyone says that Qin Jiqian's boyfriend is a student with unknown origins. Aren't you afraid that I will target you? Qin Yu smiled faintly. He traveled around the world, oh no, around the world of bootlickers. What kind of threat had he not encountered? When you are a bootlicker around a beautiful woman, the most common threat you will encounter is the rich second-generation suitors around her. He has been working for more than 3 years, but he is still standing here. Please don't force me to tell Ms. Qin. You should all have heard about her character. If I tell her that you are trying to steal her away, do you think she will do anything to you? Qin Yu witnessed Qin Jiqian's terrifying behavior today and almost beat Annie to death. He was probably beaten to death. With her power, she could have just found someone to take care of it and she wouldn't be punished. Qin Yu was betting that these rich women were afraid of Qin Jiqian. Sure enough, as soon as Qin Yu said this, the faces of the 3 rich women changed. They originally wanted to come up and impress Qin Yu with money. I didn't expect that this guy doesn't love money and actually has a relationship with Qin Jiqian. Okay, handsome boy, it seems that we are not destined to be together, but I will remember you. If you are short of money in the future, you can come to me. I don't have much of anything, but I have a lot of money. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. The round-faced rich woman took her people away and looked Qin Yu's figure up and down before leaving. She licked her lips, as if she was disappointed that she couldn't eat Qin Yu, the young handsome guy. After Qin Yu saw the person leave, he made a face in the direction of the rich woman and complained. You don't have much of anything but money. I think you have enough meat on you. Cut. Qin Yu continued to take food from the plate now that he was already here. He just wanted to eat his fill. There were so many delicious foods, and they were free. Most importantly, no one was competing with him for them. The other rich people probably think it's tacky to eat buffet in such occasions. But Qin Yu doesn't think so. There are few things in the world that excite Qin Yu the most. One of them is a free dinner. Of course, there are free breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, etc. In short, Qin Yu likes the free ones the most. Maybe the memory of being an orphan has influenced him now. Even if you are a professional bootlicker, you can make a lot of money. But Qin Yu still lives a simple life and never spends a penny carelessly. Only by being with these beautiful and wealthy women can he experience such a luxurious life. An hour later, Qin Yu had already rejected several waves of women who came to chat with him. There are young ones, but there are also women who are older and uglier than the round-faced rich woman. Qin Yu was helpless. It's also a trouble that I'm too handsome. Qin Yu put down the NTH plate in his hand and burped. I'm finally full. Such delicious food, but no one eats it. What a waste. Qin Yu prepared to go outside the manor to get some fresh air. Just as I walked out of the manor gate, I saw a beautiful figure walking towards me. The beautiful figure also saw Qin Yu walking out. Suddenly, the two looked at each other and their eyes widened. Chapter 18 Another Shura Field. The person sitting opposite Qin Yu was none other than the eldest daughter of the Su family, Su Ningji. Su Ningji also stared at Qin Yu in disbelief. Qin Yu was wearing a top international brand today. He had a straight figure and looked extraordinarily handsome, like a graceful and elegant gentleman. This stunned Su Ningji, but she thought about the past 2 days. Su Ningji was very angry because of Qin Yu's indifference to her and he no longer flattered her like he used to. Qin Yu sighed, what a small world it is. Since Su Ningji was here, he had already guessed that this might be Su Ningji's home. Qin Yu didn't want to have anything to do with this arrogant little princess. After all, there was also Qin Jiqian involved. If she came out, she would see that she and Su Ningji were in a mess. Then I might be caught and drowned in the river at night. Qin Yu didn't want to cause any trouble and was about to bypass Su Ningji and go to the lawn outside. Su Ningji moved her steps, but did not let Qin Yu leave. Qin Yu walked to the other side, and Su Ningji moved to block the other side. In short, Qin Yu was not allowed to go out. Qin Yu was blocked by Su Ningji several times, so he said impatiently. Su Ningji, what do you want to do? Please move aside. When Su Ningji saw Qin Yu's attitude, she instantly became furious. Not only did he abandon me to become someone else's bootlicker, but now he treats me like this. Su Ningji pointed at Qin Yu and scolded. Qin Yu, are you blaming me for being so cold to you, beating and scolding you, and telling you to get lost, so you go and lick that cheap bitch Luo Jinru. Qin Yu really wanted to tell the truth. Miss, I only lick you because of the money your mother gives me. But Qin Yu has professional ethics and he won't do that. Student Su, I'm sorry. I was the one who caused you trouble before. Now I've figured it out. Didn't you hate me before? The way we are doing now is good for everyone. I'm sorry, please give way. Qin Yu reached out and held Suningji's shoulders to prevent her from blocking him again. Qin Yu walked outside, while Suningji was stunned. What does it mean to have figured it out? Does that mean that he will stop chasing her and stop being her lapdog? Suningji suddenly remembered a lot of things. Qin Yu had been so caring towards her over the past 3 years. Qin Yu loved her so much at that time. Why did he give up so readily now? Why? Suningji turned around and looked at the tall and straight figure. He didn't seem to have any regrets. Qin Yu! Suningji shouted. Everyone around was paying attention. Qin Yu looked around and quickened his pace. He couldn't let Qin Jiqian see him. Suningji ran quickly and caught up with him. She ran in front of Qin Yu. He stretched out his hands to stop Qin Yu. Qin Yu lowered his head and looked around. I am worried about Qin Jiqian, please don't come out at this time. Qin Yu seemed to have not seen Qin Jiqian, so he breathed a sigh of relief and looked at Suningji who was stopping him. Hey, big sister, what are you doing? Suningji pouted and asked. Qin Yu, this is my home, why are you here? I remember that our family did not invite the Luo family, so Luo Jinru had no reason to come here. Qin Yu's forehead was covered with sweat. Working in this line of work, he was most afraid of encountering such situations. Seeing that Qin Yu was a little embarrassed, Suningji took advantage of the situation and pursued him. Why, you can't answer. And the clothes you are wearing today are completely different from your usual style. You can't afford this dress. Tell me, who did you come with? Qin Yu lowered his eyes and thought quickly about how he should answer. More and more people gathered around, mainly because Suningji was the eldest daughter of the Su family and a rare fairy. Qin Yu was the most handsome man at the scene, and the couple stood in the middle of the garden. It's hard not to attract attention. Tell me. How did you get to my house? Suningji was aggressive. Qin Yu pursed his lips, his forehead covered with sweat, not knowing how to answer. Suddenly, a cold voice sounded from behind the crowd. He came with me. When Qin Yu heard this voice, his face did not feel relaxed, but became even uglier. That's right, this is Qin Jiqian's voice. The crowd automatically made way for a tall and cool man. Her face was frosty, as if everyone owed her 100 million. Qin Jiqian walked forward indifferently and stretched out her hand to pull Qin Yu to her side. At this moment, Qin Yu was like a little bird, allowing Qin Jiqian to pull him to her side. Qin Yu didn't dare to look at Qin Jiqian now. Qin Jiqian looked at Suningji with an indifferent expression, and said in a cold tone. Miss Su, why are you making things difficult for my boyfriend? Has he offended you in any way? Qin Yu was standing aside and really wanted to dig a tunnel to escape from here. Now it was Suningji's turn to be confused. What? Qin Yu is your boyfriend? You are a couple? How is that possible? He is not mine. Suningji did not continue talking, after all, it would not sound good to say it out loud. She looked at Qin Yu and Qin Jiqian who were holding hands. I don't know why, but I always feel a sour feeling in my heart. It was harder for her to accept than Qin Yu and Luo Jinru having dinner together. The area was filled with onlookers and the auction was over. Many people came out and saw that the place was surrounded by people. Suningji's mother Hu Pei-jun also saw this scene and she covered her forehead with her hands. As someone who has experienced this, she could see that her daughter seemed to have some feelings for Qin Yu. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. I didn't expect that my daughter, who is misogynistic, would actually be attracted to men. Qin Jiqian narrowed her eyes and looked at Suningji, then glared at Qin Yu. She is not a fool, on the contrary she is extremely smart. It is obvious at a glance that there is an unspeakable relationship between Suningji and Qin Yu. But with so many people watching, Qin Jiqian won't make a big deal out of this, as it might turn out to be something shameful. If your own bitch makes a mistake, just take her home and give her a beating. She must not be bullied by other women here. Ms. Su, my boyfriend can leave now, right? I didn't expect your Su family would treat guests this way. Qin Yu, let's go. Qin Jiqian pulled the dazed Qin Yu and walked towards the garden gate. Su Ningji looked at Qin Yu's hopeless expression and immediately understood something. In their upper circle, Qin Jiqian is a well-known cold and beautiful female CEO who always keeps her word. It is also said that anyone who offends her will suffer a miserable fate. Su Ningji was a little worried about Qin Yu, so she called out to the two of them from behind. Wait! You can't take Qin Yu away. Qin Jiqian turned her head, and her pair of cold eyes scared Su Ningji so much that she shivered. At this time, Su's mother Hu Pei-jun squeezed in, grabbed her daughter and started to scold her. Ningji, what are you doing? His President Qin's boyfriend. Why are you stopping him from leaving? What if others say that our Su family doesn't know etiquette? After scolding her daughter, Hu Pei-jun smiled at Qin Jiqian. Har har, President Qin, that's not what I meant. Just take your boyfriend and leave. After Hu Pei-jun finished speaking, she withdrew her gaze and glared at Qin Yu fiercely, as if telling him to get out of here immediately. Qin Yu was not afraid of anything now. Since it had come to this, he glared back at Hu Pei-jun fiercely. This silly woman is glaring at me. I have taken care of your daughter for more than 3 years, you should thank me. Qin Jiqian looked at Su Ningji and Hu Pei-jun, mother and daughter, and always felt that there was something she didn't know. But she didn't think much about it. She took Qin Yu back and tortured him severely, and then she would know everything. Let's go, stop looking. Qin Jiqian glanced at Qin Yu and pulled him away from the Su family manor. Chapter 19, could it be that Lala was straightened out? Seeing Qin Yu and Qin Jiqian disappear at the door, Su Ningji was puzzled. How did Qin Yu hook up with that cold and beautiful female president? It seemed that the female president cared about him quite a lot. What about Luo Jinru and Qin Yu? Why did Luo Jinru say that Qin Yu is pursuing her now? Is Qin Yu a scumbag? He relies on his male appearance to flirt with women everywhere? If that's the case, why doesn't he just continue licking himself? After all, Su Ningji's appearance and figure are not inferior to Qin Jiqian and Luo Jinru. If Qin Yu is a scumbag, why doesn't he continue to be a scumbag to himself? Su Ningji was angry because she had a lot of questions in her mind. Qin Yu followed Qin Jiqian to the outside of the manor, where the Rolls-Royce was already waiting. Qin Yu respectfully opened the car door for Qin Jiqian. After the two got in the car, Qin Yu said, Jiqian, please take me back to school. I have classes tomorrow, so I'll go back early to rest. Qin Jiqian's cold eyes did not fluctuate much, she just spoke lightly. No hurry, come home with me, I have something to ask you. Qin Yu immediately wilted and didn't dare to say anything. He was already thinking about how Qin Jiqian would interrogate him that night. Let's go back to Qin Jiqian's home now, there is still some time. He had to think in advance about how to explain what happened today. The Rolls-Royce drove to Qin Jiqian's villa. Qin Yu had never felt that the driver drove so fast. This time he felt like he was home in an instant. Back at the villa, Qin Jiqian sat on the sofa like a queen. Qin Yu stood aside, not daring to say a word. Now there are only 2 of them in the villa. Obviously, the nanny and the housekeeper were sent away in advance. Tell me, what happened today? Qin Jiqian's cold words rang out. Qin Yu walked over to Qin Jiqian and explained. Sister Jiqian, Su Ningji and I are classmates, so she was a little surprised to see me there today, that's it. Oh tilde. Is that it? But why is the way she looks at you like that? I'm afraid the relationship between you two is more than just classmates, right? Qin Yu secretly praised him, saying that he was indeed a CEO, as he could see the problem at a glance. In fact, Qin Yu is also a seasoned master in the love field. He can see that there is something wrong with the way Su Ningji looks at him today. Also, why did Su Ningji get angry when she saw him eating with Luo Jinru in the cafeteria? Combined with Qin Yu's understanding of women, this is a manifestation of jealousy. It's true that I'm always obedient to you, but you ignore me. As soon as I turned around and threw myself into the arms of another woman, you started to lose your composure. Sister Jiqian, you have to believe me. I only love you. Even though you can't fall in love with me and you only like women, my feelings for you will never change. You are the most beautiful in my heart and I can't help myself from you. Qin Yu decided to go for broke. He only had to hold on for 3 months before he could leave this place of trouble. Please the customers first, making money is the key. Sweet words are just to provide these female customers with emotional satisfaction. Only when they are happy will they spend a lot of money. It is better to give yourself a huge sum of money than to care about yourself. Qin Yu's acting skills are very good. He is worthy of having learned acting from the big star Lin Shishue. The affectionate words just now were many times more shocking than the sounds I heard in the bathroom before. Qin Jiqian stared at Qin Yu's affectionate eyes, as if this man was suffering for her. Because I like women, he stays with me silently and is willing to wait for me to change my preferences. Qin Jiqian's heart, which had been frozen for more than 10 years, finally began to loosen. That yearning for men suddenly began to sprout. Qin Yu saw that Qin Jiqian's expression softened a bit and she looked more like a woman. What's going on? You're not moved by me, are you? Humph, absolutely impossible, you only like women. Among normal women, there is no one in the world who can withstand such a confession from me. Qin Yu had no idea that Qin Jiqian was a normal woman, just a little twisted in her heart. Now it seems that Qin Yu is straightening it out little by little. Qin Yu, come here. Qin Jiqian actually showed a rare smile. Qin Yu was trembling all over. Qin Jiqian like this seemed a little unfamiliar to him. But Qin Yu did not dare to disobey Qin Jiqian's order. It would be a light punishment if he was not beaten today, this big iceberg. Qin Yu came and sat down next to Qin Jiqian. Then Qin Yu was stunned because Qin Jiqian actually leaned her head on his shoulder. He could even smell the fragrance coming from Qin Jiqian. Qin Yu couldn't help but start to have a quickened heartbeat. Qin Jiqian was such a beautiful lady. A super goddess who can drive countless men crazy. Is she crazy today or is her brain damaged? Qin Yu didn't dare to move and was even a little nervous. Why is your heart beating so fast? Do you like me so much that you're nervous being so close to me? Qin Jiqian said coquettishly. Qin Yu was certain that Qin Jiqian must have been sick today and her mind was not clear. She is a lesbian who likes women, so why is she acting like she is also interested in men? Qin Yu's blind spots in knowledge have increased again. Are there such women who like both men and women? Online help needed, very urgent. Sister Jiqian, are you okay? Are you too tired today? Let me help you go upstairs to rest. No, I don't want to go up. Don't you want to be with me? Isn't it good for me to accompany you more? This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. Qin Yu is now 100% sure that Qin Jiqian is abnormal and scary. Well, of course, Sister Jiqian, I dream of you accompanying me, hee hee. What Qin Yu thought in his heart and what he said were completely different. Could it be that Qin Jiqian has been straightened out by me? Do I still have the ability to cure lesbians? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Qin Yu himself didn't believe it. But the soft touch on my shoulder seemed so real before my eyes. Qin Yu, was I too harsh on you before? Qin Jiqian changed her previous indifference and even spoke in a gentle tone. Oh, no, Sister Jiqian, you are strict with me because it's good for me. I am willing to do anything for you. You fool, you must have suffered a lot here in the past 2 years. Qin Yu thought back to when he was with Qin Jiqian. In the beginning, he didn't understand this girl's personality. It is normal to often do wrong things, say wrong things, and be beaten and scolded. Things got a little better later, but he still couldn't completely avoid being scolded by Qin Jiqian. For example, today she scolded me twice and slapped me hard. Thinking of the treatment he had received before, Qin Yu just shook his head lightly. It is his job to take money and provide emotional value to customers. As for grievances and physical torture, can it be compared with when I was a kid and couldn't afford to eat and had to wander around and distribute garbage cans? Qin Yu thought of the hardships he had experienced in his childhood. In front of these extremely wealthy women, what did it matter if he lost a little self-esteem? You can't work in this line of work if you're pretentious. Just make money, make money, make money. Beautiful rich ladies, please humiliate me and throw your money at my face. Why are you silent? Do you really feel wronged? No, I don't feel wronged, Sister Jiqian, whatever you do to me is right, I have no complaints. Chapter 20, Two School Bells Fighting Each Other. Qin Jiqian actually stretched out her hand and hugged Qin Yu's waist, looking more like a woman at this moment. Qin Yu sighed, it seemed that he would have to leave her early. As a professional bootlicker, he set a big taboo for himself at work. You must never develop feelings for your customers. Also, once a client falls in love with you, you must terminate the partnership as soon as possible. But Qin Yu thought again, could it be Annie's incident today that affected Qin Jiqian's mood? After all, Annie was the girlfriend she had been supporting for so long. It turns out that the other person is just a normal woman who is only after money, and doesn't he like her at all? Qin Yu planned to observe for a few times to see if Qin Jiqian was really convinced by him and even developed feelings for him. Qin Yu would terminate the cooperation without hesitation. Qin Yu's deep affection made Qin Jiqian feel more and more guilty. Since you love me so much, I will be sincere to you too. Qin Jiqian made up her mind to be nicer to Qin Yu in the future. The next morning, Qin Yu prepared breakfast for Qin Jiqian and left. This time, Qin Jiqian actually transferred 500,000 yuan to him, and she was also carrying large and small bags of luxury goods, which were worth a lot of money. Qin Yu couldn't stop showing excitement on his face. He immediately took a taxi to Lao Ju's pawn shop. Seeing Qin Yu enter the store, Lao Ju smiled brightly. "Xiao Yu, you've been pretty lucky lately. What good stuff have you brought this time?" Qin Yu put several bags of luxury goods on the counter. "Look, these are all international brands, and the labels haven't even been removed yet." Lao Ju's pawn shop also accepts luxury goods and clothing, but the discounts are steeper than for watches, jewelry, etc. "Oh my! These are all new products of the season, top-notch products that many people can't even get. And there are so many. Please lend me your inner room. The one I'm wearing is the best. It costs hundreds of thousands." Qin Yu went straight to the inner courtyard of Lao Ju's pawn shop, changed his clothes, and walked out holding the luxury clothes he was wearing. In the end, Lao Ju bought all the clothes in Qin Yu's hands for a total price of 300,000 yuan. Thinking about how Qin Jiqian spent more than 800,000 to buy it for him, she thought it would be more exciting for him if she transferred the money to him. Qin Yu received the money and left Lao Ju's pawn shop. After buying a bag of breakfast on the roadside, Qin Yu went straight to school. "Today I accepted Luo Jinru's money and decided to be his bootlicker at school." Qin Yu always does what he says, and he used to do it every morning. Qin Yu would get up early and buy Suningji's favorite lean meat porridge. Now that his target has shifted, Qin Yu certainly cannot be negligent. After all, he is paid 1 million a month. Arriving downstairs of the girls' dormitory, Qin Yu waited quietly with breakfast in hand. The girls who were going to class saw Qin Yu standing at the door. It's nothing strange. Qin Yu used to deliver breakfast to Suningji every day. Today, everyone also thought that he was here to wait for Suningji. At this moment, a pleasant voice sounded behind Qin Yu. "Qin Yu, it seems that you still can't forget me and brought me breakfast again." Qin Yu looked back and saw Suningji getting out of a Mercedes-Benz Maybach. It should be that after the Su family's cocktail party last night, she did not return to the dormitory and came back early this morning. Suningji trotted forward, having completely forgotten what happened between Qin Yu and Qin Jiqian last night. She came up and took the breakfast from Qin Yu. "Qin Yu, thank you so much. Although I had breakfast at home this morning, I can have some more since you bought it for me." Qin Yu frowned and looked at Suningji curiously. "Hey, classmate Su, this breakfast is not for you." Qin Yu was speechless. He used to buy breakfast for this arrogant little princess. She always looked so cold and never even said thank you. "Why are you so enthusiastic today? Is your brain broken?" Suningji was stunned when she saw Qin Yu refuse to give her breakfast. "You came here just to bring me breakfast, didn't you? You've been bringing it to me for 3 years. If not me, who else would you bring it to?" "Oh, forget it, it's not for you anyway." Qin Yu turned his head and stopped looking at Suningji, instead staring at the dormitory exit. Suningji immediately thought, didn't Luo Jinru say that Qin Yu was pursuing her now? Could it be that it was sent to that bitch? Thinking of this, Suningji became so angry that she just acted like a dog licker. She actually fell in love with someone else. As a campus beauty, this is a failure. Suningji put her hands on her hips, walked up to Qin Yu angrily, and asked, "Why were you with Qin Jiqian last night? Why did she say you were her boyfriend? How could the president of Qin Group fall for you?" Qin Yu sneered in his heart. "Miss, looking at the current situation, you are attracted to me too." Qin Yu didn't want to pay attention to Suningji, so he moved a step away from Suningji. Suning-ji became even angrier. You, Qin Yu, how dare you ignore me? Suning-ji took a step forward and stretched out her hand to hit Qin Yu. Unexpectedly, Suning-ji's hand did not hit Qin Yu. It was held by a strong big hand. Qin Yu's cold voice sounded. Student Su, do you still want to hit me? What gives you the right to hit me? This scene has attracted the attention of the girls around. Everyone started talking about it. Look, the campus belle of Soochow University is beating up Qin Yu again. It's pitiful that such a handsome guy has to be beaten up by the campus belle. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Hey, look, Qin Yu fought back, and the school beauty was caught. What's going on? Haven't you heard? Qin Yu has turned around and is chasing after another school beauty, Luo Jinru. The girls around were eating melons on the spot. Suning-ji, whose hand was grabbed by Qin Yu, felt a little embarrassed and couldn't back down. She said viciously, Qin Yu, I hit you before and you didn't dare to fight back, why are you so brave today? Qin Yu rolled his eyes. I say, miss, I have nothing to do with you now, why do you hit me? Suning-ji was speechless for a moment. Yes, what reason did she have to hit Qin Yu? Qin Yu no longer regards her as a bootlicker, he is actually angry about this matter. Just then, Luo Jinru walked out of the dormitory door. I saw this scene at the door. Qin Yu, what are you doing? Luo Jinru shouted. When Qin Yu saw that it was Luo Jinru who came down, he quickly shook off Suning-ji's hand. He trotted forward, handed over the breakfast in a fawning manner. Jinru, this is the breakfast I bought especially for you. I don't know if you like it. If you don't like the taste, tell me what you like to eat and I'll buy it for you in the morning. In front of so many girls, Qin Yu brought her breakfast and saw the envy in those girls' eyes. The corners of Luo Jinru's mouth were harder to press than the coffin lid of a big rice dumpling. Thank you, Qin Yu. Why did you pull Suning-ji just now? Oh, don't mind her. She was just going crazy. Just as Qin Yu finished speaking, an angry shout sounded from behind. Qin Yu, you are crazy. Tell me why you are not chasing me and are chasing this bitch instead. When Luo Jinru heard this, she actually called her a bitch. Who isn't he the apple of her family's eye? How can she be insulted like this? Luo Jinru immediately rolled up her sleeves and confronted Suning-ji. Suning-ji, you are the bitch. You are jealous of me now, jealous that Qin Yu is chasing me. You are a loser. Chapter 21. This girl is too easy to fool. Luo Jinru was so murderous and her words were so blunt that Suning-ji was so angry that she almost died. You vixen, I don't know what means you used to seduce Qin Yu who has been in love with me for 3 years, give him back to me. After Suning-ji finished speaking, she pounced on Luo Jinru, as if she wanted to fight with her. Luo Jinru was not to be outdone, she shook off his arm and rushed forward. Qin Yu pinched his sore brows and walked forward, picking up one in each hand. He was tall, with long arms and legs, and he held the two men down by the neck. But the two school beauties were still unwilling to let each other go and kicked each other in the air. Calm down and stop making a fuss, okay? There are so many people watching us. Qin Yu reminded. The two girls reluctantly let go, and Qin Yu stepped forward and grabbed Luo Jin's soft little hand, saying softly, Jinru, let's go, I'll take you to the classroom. Then, under Suning-ji's murderous gaze, the two left the dormitory door. Qin Yu, you're making me so mad. You must be mad at me, you must be blaming me for not treating you well in those 3 years. If Qin Yu heard the excuse Suning-ji made, he would definitely sneer at her. That's all because of your mother. She just terminated your cooperation with you. Don't be so conceited. On their way to the classroom, Luo Jinru said to Qin Yu. Our department's graduating class is organizing an outing on Saturday. Are you going? Jinru, if you want me to go, I will go. I just want to be with you. Luo Jinru's face flushed, she liked what Qin Yu said. Since you pay me so much, I have to serve you well. Qin Yu thought to himself. Okay, I'll sign you up, too. We'll set off tomorrow afternoon and stay overnight in the scenic area. You should prepare in advance. Good. Qin Yu thought of the queen of the underground world. Oh no, it was the female gangster Yu Ruoshi, and he was going to accompany her on Saturday. So if he goes on an outing without any clients notifying him at the last minute, there should be no problem with the time. After sending Luo Jinru off, Qin Yu came to his class and just walked into the classroom. Then he saw Su Ningji, who was looking angry, walking towards him. Qin Yu wondered what this princess was going to do. Unexpectedly, Su Ningji stepped forward and grabbed Qin Yu's hand. Drag her to the back of the classroom and sit her down. The classmates in the class all looked at this scene with a look of surprise on their faces. After sitting down, Qin Yu said impatiently, "Big campus beauty, we shouldn't touch each other, don't touch me anymore." Su Ningji was furious. She was the campus beauty and the object of countless boys' fantasies. "It's your blessing that I touch you, but you actually despise it. Qin Yu, what happened to you? You were fine before, and you liked me so much, why did you change so suddenly now?" "Student Su, I've said before that there's nothing between us anymore. The one I like now is Jinru. Don't come and destroy our relationship." "I don't believe it. You were with Qin Jichin yesterday. What kind of man are you? Are you two-timing? I'm going to tell that bitch." Qin Yu covered Su Ningji's mouth. He looked at Su Ningji sternly and warned, "I advise you not to spread rumors everywhere, or people will die." Qin Yu thought of Qin Jichin's character and what would happen if she knew about this. "I estimate that I might go to see God before the day of graduation." "Humph, do you have a secret that I discovered? You are really two-timing. You are a scumbag." Qin Yu let go of Su Ningji and just shook his head lightly. The more he acts like he cares about this matter, the more likely Su Ningji will make a fuss about it. As a veteran in the love field, he naturally understands what it means to play hard to get. "Oh, whatever you want. Yesterday, Ms. Qin just wanted to help me out. At that time, I was at your house and you were so aggressive. I am just a student who wants to intern at Ms. Qin's company in the future. I just went out with her to attend an event yesterday." I don't know why I heard Qin Yu explain this. Su Ningji actually felt a lot more comfortable, as if a huge stone had been lifted off her shoulders. Su Ningji was confident that she had a chance to compete with that bitch Luo Jinru at school. But she didn't have much confidence in competing with a strong woman like Qin Jichin. Although Su Ningji is confident and her beauty and figure are not inferior to Qin Jichin. But that woman was known for her ruthless methods, and she was a little scared. "Qin Yu, I misunderstood you. You won't be angry with me, right?" Qin Yu was stunned for half a second and looked at Su Ningji, who had a naive look on her face. "I secretly admire this arrogant princess, she is so easy to fool." "Ningji, thank you for understanding me." Qin Yu's acting skills exploded. Su Ningji was stunned and completely believed Qin Yu. "By the way, our entire finance department is going on an outing tomorrow afternoon. We plan to stay for a day and come back Saturday night. Let's go together." Qin Yu held his forehead with his hand. Luo Jinru was also going. By then, these two enemies would definitely fight again. But since he had promised Master Jin to go, Qin Yu couldn't go back on his word. "Oh, I've already signed up, you don't have to sign me up." "Well, do you have any camping gear? I can ask the housekeeper to bring some more." Qin Yu thought that Luo Jinru came from a wealthy family and would definitely bring some for him, so he replied, "No, I'm ready." "Well, how about we split into two groups and take care of each other?" Qin Yu curled his lips. "Well, we'll talk about it later." Qin Yu prepared to stay away from this arrogant little princess, to prevent the two school beauties from fighting in front of him again. Soon it was the next afternoon. Luo Jinru contacted Qin Yu early and asked him to gather at the school gate. Qin Yu arrived at the school gate. There were already 3 buses with more than 100 students. There was also a Mercedes-Benz G following behind the bus. Luo Jinru got out of a G car and waved at Qin Yu. "Qin Yu, here, come here quickly." Qin Yu's eyes lit up. He was indeed his financial sponsor, as he didn't even take the bus with his classmates. Qin Yu came to the Mercedes-Benz G class. "Jinru, are you driving there yourself?" "Yeah, we'll drive a separate car, and I've brought all the camping gear." Qin Yu looked around and fortunately Su Ningji was not around. Just when Qin Yu was about to get into Luo Jinru's car, the roar of a sports car was heard from behind. A white Porsche 911 stopped next to the Mercedes-Benz G. Behind the 911 is a large hardcore off-road vehicle. Su Ningji got out of the Porsche and saw Qin Yu was about to get into Luo Jinru's car, so she hurried forward and grabbed Qin Yu's arm. "Qin Yu, get in my car." I'll ask my bodyguards to bring all the equipment and come with us. Chapter 22, The Bastards. Luo Jinru was furious. Qin Yu was her pursuer now, how could he get into her car? Su Ningji, don't push your luck. Qin Yu has nothing to do with you anymore. He is pursuing me now, and I have already agreed. He is my boyfriend now. Luo Jinru stepped forward, grabbed Qin Yu's arm, and pulled him behind her. Oh. Bitch, you didn't know how to seduce Qin Yu. He has been chasing me for 3 years, and I am the one who should be his girlfriend. Seeing that the two women were about to make a fuss again, Qin Yu quickly got into the Mercedes-Benz G, then winked at Luo Jinru, asking her to drive quickly. Luo Jinru showed the attitude of a winner, looked at Su Ningji playfully, climbed into the car, started the car and left the school gate. Su Ningji stomped her feet in anger. Qin Yu, Luo Jinru, I want you to be in trouble. When Su Ningji drove to the camping area, Luo Jinru's Mercedes-Benz G had already arrived. After waiting for a while, the school bus arrived. Everyone came to a place with beautiful mountains and rivers, far away from the hustle and bustle of the city. There is also a small river next to it, and the scenery is charming. We decided to camp by the river tonight. Qin Yu, let's set up the tent. Okay, have you prepared a tent for me? Luo Jinru showed an expression of success. We worked in teams of 2, so I brought a big tent. Qin Yu widened his eyes. Is he going to sleep in the same tent with this girl tonight? Why are you still standing there? Let's set up the tent together. Oh, okay. Qin Yu took out a double tent from the trunk of the Mercedes-Benz G-Class. The size seems average, I wonder if it would be crowded if 2 people sleep in it. Qin Yu was not afraid of sleeping with Luo Jinru. As a professional player, he had self-control that not every man could possess. Even if Luo Jinru was naked and stood in front of him, he would take a few glances without hesitation. Su Ningji was furious when she saw Qin Yu and Luo Jinru setting up a tent together. 2 bodyguards got off the SUV next to her and said respectfully, Miss, do you need us to help you set up the tent? Su Ningji looked at Qin Yu, who was discussing with Luo Jinru how to build a tent. Humph. I don't need you. I have cattle and horses. The 2 bodyguards looked at each other and had no choice but to put the tent on the grass. Su Ningji dragged her tent next to Luo Jinru's tent. Qin Yu, can you help me put up the tent? I don't know how to do it. Luo Jinru got goosebumps all over her body. Su Ningji, when did you become a green tea bitch who speaks in a coquettish voice? You? Who is the green tea bitch? I think you are the green tea who seduced Qin Yu. Why do you only have 1 tent? Luo Jinru took Qin Yu's arm. We are a couple now. If we don't sleep in 1 tent, should we sleep in 2? Take your dirty hands off me. The 2 women are pretending to fight again. Can you guys be quiet for a moment and stop quarreling as soon as you meet? By the way, classmate Su, why are you here? You're disturbing us. Su Ningji was furious. She was just angry when Luo Jinru said that, but she felt extremely uncomfortable when Qin Yu said that. Humph, where I set up my tent is none of your business, and you still care about me. Okay, miss, please do as you please. Qin Yu continued to set up the tent with Luo Jinru. Su Ningji was so angry that she almost vomited blood. Qin Yu, just keep mad at me. I want to see how long you can stay mad at me. When you come back to please me again, I will definitely make you pay. Su Ningji stammered and cursed Qin Yu to death. Then, Su Ningji glared at the 2 bodyguards in the SUV. 2 bodyguards came over dejectedly. Miss, what do you want me to do? Do you want us to beat that kid up and let you vent your anger? What are you thinking about? If you hurt him, I will kill you. Miss, we dare not, we dare not. What are you still standing there for? Set up a tent for me. The 2 bodyguards wiped the cold sweat from their foreheads and began to set up a tent for Su Ningji. Su Ningji looked at Qin Yu and Luo Jinru and gave a sinister smile. But on such a beautiful face as hers, it still looked so charming. HMPH, you 2 bastards, I will not let you off easy at night. After tinkering for a long time, Qin Yu and Luo Jinru finally set up the tent. As expected, the double tent that Luo Jinru brought was a bit small. It's enough for 1 person to sleep, but it's a bit crowded for 2 people. I guess it will be very close. Is this Luo Jinru's evil plan? Su Ningji was furious when she saw Luo Jinru's tent. Bitch, slut, you bought such a small tent, are you going to eat Qin Yu tonight? Humph, I won't let a scheming bitch like you succeed, Suningji said viciously. After everyone set up their tents, they began to spread out their camping equipment. Usually people from the same class cook together, and Suningji and Qin Yu are in the same class. The counselor asked Suningji to call Qin Yu over to help grill barbecue for the class. Suningji's eyes lit up and she excitedly came to Qin Yu and Luo Jinru. Qin Yu, the instructor asked you to come over. You are boy in our class. According to your obligations, you should help us make fire and cook. Luo Jinru was unhappy. Hey, Suningji, what's wrong with you today? You always come to destroy the world of two people between Qin Yu and me. What are you thinking? This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Humph, that's not what I meant. This is the order of our class counselor. You. Qin Yu comforted Luo Jinru. Okay, stop talking. Since this is the instructor's order, I will go back and have dinner before coming back to accompany you. Luo Jinru pouted her lips, looking reluctant. Suningji's mouth corners curled up. Humph, you two bastards, I'll break you up. Qin Yu followed Suningji to his class's camp and started to get busy. Everyone was busy, some were washing vegetables, some were making fire, some were washing dishes, some were skewering meat, and some were preparing seasonings. Everyone had their own division of labor. Qin Yu personally cooks, stir-fries, and grills. However, there is always a group of girls around Qin Yu. Woo woo woo. I didn't expect Qin Yu is not only so handsome, but he can also cook. If he were to be my son-in-law, I would die of happiness. It smells so good. Qin Yu's barbecue smells better than the ones in other barbecue restaurants. I want to marry him. Keep your voices down, have you seen the look in the eyes of the campus beauty of Su University? If you don't restrain yourself, she will kill us later. Several girls surrounded Qin Yu, whispering and fantasizing. Suningji frowned and looked at the girls around Qin Yu. Only now did she realize that Qin Yu was so outstanding and there was always a group of girls around him. Why couldn't I see the good in him before and treated him like that? Is it because I am born with a lowly heart and don't like people who actively lick my boots, but prefer people who ignore me? Absolutely not, I'm not that kind of bitch. Chapter 23 Suningji regrets. Suningji shook her head. HMPH, no, why would I be tempted by a man? I just can't stand seeing my things being taken away by others. Qin Yu is my licking dog, why should he lick that bitch Luo Jinru? I'm just trying to take back my own dog. Yes, that's it. Suningji found a weird reason for herself. Seeing a group of beautiful girls almost sticking to Qin Yu, Suningji couldn't bear it anymore. He walked straight towards Qin Yu with his long legs. The girls made way for him. Qin Yu shouted, "Pass me the sesame oil." Then he stretched out his hand, Suningji stepped forward obediently, picked up the sesame oil, and helped Qin Yu. Chicken essence, salt, soy sauce, vinegar. Suningji stood alone, obediently aside, doing chores for Qin Yu. A group of girls looked at Suningji with jealousy. All these jobs were theirs just now, but now they have been snatched away by Suningji alone. How hateful! Qin Yu cooked a dish and put it on a plate, then he saw Suningji standing next to him with an expectant look on her face. Hey, why is it you? Why are you here? Suningji was speechless. I have been helping you for so long and you didn't even notice. Qin Yu, are you still going to make me angry? Miss, you have paranoia, why would I be mad at you? Bring the food over. Suningji was angry, but still followed Qin Yu's instructions and took the dishes away. With Qin Yu cooking and Suningji helping him, a table of dishes was soon prepared by Qin Yu. More than 20 students came to Qin Yu's Department of Business Administration today, and they all sat together. Because of the major, Qin Yu's class has more girls than boys. Including Qin Yu, there were a total of 8 boys. Among them, Qin Yu's roommate Zhang Qiang also came. He came to hunt for beauties. He was about to graduate from college and still hadn't found a girlfriend. But the moment he saw Qin Yu coming, he was in despair. I have been roommates with Qin Yu for more than 3 years, and I go wherever Qin Yu is. The other 3 brothers in their dormitory were not even good enough to serve as foils. Later, slowly, his roommates began to isolate Qin Yu. I don't want to appear on campus with him. This is why Luo Jinru mentioned before, that even his roommates didn't want to play with him. It's not Qin Yu's roommates' fault, they also need the right to choose their spouse. But when they are with Qin Yu, all the girls' attention is on him, so how can they have girlfriends? Over the years, the most common thing girls asked them was Qin Yu's WeChat. Damn. If I had known Qin Yu was coming, I would have slept soundly in the dormitory. Zhang Qiang said speechlessly. The students were amazed to see the table full of delicious food. A girl looked at Qin Yu with admiration and asked excitedly. Qin Yu, you are already amazingly handsome, how come you are such a good cook? Did you learn it? Qin Yu thought to himself. The rich women I serve have much more picky appetites than you. If I didn't have good cooking skills, how could I get so much money from them? Qin Yu thought so in his heart, but said. Oh, har, these are all home-cooked dishes. When I was a kid, my family was poor and I had to be self-reliant, so I learned how to cook. The girls looked at Qin Yu with even more passion. If they can't afford to pursue the young master, but Qin Yu himself said that his family is not well off. So do they have a chance? After all, many girls come from wealthy families. Su Ningji's eyes widened. It was the first time she learned about Qin Yu's past. Some students had mentioned Qin Yu to her before, but at that time Su Ningji was dismissive of Qin Yu and was too lazy to get to know him. It turns out that Qin Yu had such a hard life when he was a child. It seems that I was too mean to him in the past. Su Ningji, who was sitting next to Qin Yu, stepped forward and took Qin Yu's arm. Feeling the surprising touch on his arm, Qin Yu lowered his eyes. Fuck, classmate Su Ningji, what are you doing? Su Ningji raised her head and looked at Qin Yu affectionately. It was all my fault before. I didn't expect that your conditions were so bad when you were a child. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I would have raised you. Qin Yu's mouth twitched, and then he pulled his hand away from Su Ningji's chest. I thought to myself, it's your mother who is supporting me, so you don't have to blame yourself. Miss, did you take the wrong medicine? It was okay before. Qin Yu, it's all my fault. I didn't understand you before. How about you try again and chase me again? I will definitely treat you better this time. Qin Yu rolled his eyes. He actually wanted him to be a bootlicker for once. There's no way this time. Qin Yu is a professional in the dog-licking world. One of the principles is that each client can only cooperate once and then the cooperation will be terminated. We will no longer disturb the customer's life, have no contact with the customer, and will not cooperate with the customer a second time. Student Su, let's let the past go. We need to look forward. Do you know? Humph, are you really attracted to that bitch Luo Jinru? What benefit did she give you that made you give me up and chase after her? Qin Yu sighed. He couldn't explain it to this woman. Could it be that she was paying him 1 million a month? Qin Yu just buried his head in eating. After everyone finished their meal, the sky darkened. This moment is the best time for couples to fall in love. Couples came in pairs, each holding a small stool and sitting by the clear river. Of course Qin Yu had to find his financial sponsor, and serving her well was his purpose of coming here. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. Qin Yu, let's go sit by the river. Good. Qin Yu carried 2 lounge chairs and came to the river with Luo Jinru. Su Ningji followed secretly from behind the whole time. Humph, you bastards. As soon as Qin Yu and Luo Jinru sat down, Su Ningji walked to the other side of Qin Yu and the bodyguard prepared a recliner for her. Su Ningji sat down. Now, Qin Yu had the 2 most beautiful girls in the school sitting on both sides. Su Ningji, what are you doing here? Are you here to disturb us? Humph, this river is so long, and you are so controlling. You also want to control where I sit. You. Qin Yu, come on, let's move over there. Okay, I'll do as you say. Luo Jinru pulled Qin Yu to the side, and Su Ningji also moved to the side. Su Ningji, you did this on purpose. This land belongs to you. Luo Jinru was about to lose her temper, and Qin Yu hurried to comfort her. Jinru, forget it, let's just leave it at that, as long as we are not affected. Yes, let's show our affection and make her mad. After saying that, Luo Jinru leaned on Qin Yu's shoulder and hugged Qin Yu's arm tightly. Qin Yu could clearly feel the amazing elasticity on his arms. As expected of a school belle, she has immense capital. The corners of Su Ningji's mouth twitched. Qin Yu and Luo Jinru must be angry with her. Humph, you bastards. Su Ningji simply took out her cell phone, turned the volume up to maximum, and started watching short videos. She just wanted to stand by and quarrel with this couple to death. If Qin Yu hadn't stopped her, Luo Jinru would have fought with Su Ningji on the spot again. Time passed slowly in the subtle atmosphere among the three of them. After 8 o'clock in the evening, Qin Yu's cell phone rang. Qin Yu took out his cell phone and saw the incoming call number, and suddenly felt a chill on his back. Chapter 24. The Devil is Drunk. Qin Yu picked up the phone and saw that it was the devil woman calling. Qin Yu, what's wrong with you? Who called you? Why do you look like that? Luo Jinru asked with concern. Oh, it's okay, Jinru, it's a friend of mine calling, I'll go pick it up. Qin Yu quickly stood up and walked quickly to the woods nearby. As soon as the call was connected, Qin Yu heard the sexy and enchanting voice. Hey, you, where are you, where are you, come here quickly, if you don't come, I will break your legs. Yu Ruorshi's voice was intermittent, probably because she was drinking. Sister Ruorshi, have you been drinking? Where are you? You cheap men, you men are all cheap dogs, there is not a single good man in the world. Yu Ruorshi was a little incoherent and cursed very badly on the phone. Sister Ruorshi, send me the location and I'll come right over. Don't run around. Qin Yu roughly guessed that it must be Yu Ruorshi's ex-boyfriend who came looking for her again. Only her ex-boyfriend could cause such a change in her mood. I'm here. Where am I? Har, I'm at the bar, yes, the bar, the rock bar. Okay, Sister Ruorshi, wait a minute, I'll be there soon, don't wander around. Qin Yu hung up the phone with a serious expression. Returning to Luo Jinru, Qin Yu frowned and said embarrassedly. Jinru, I have something to do and may not be back until midnight. Can I borrow your car? Luo Jinru was puzzled. What's wrong? You want to leave? Something happened to a friend of mine, and I need to go help her. Your friend, judging from your expression, has something serious happened. It's a bit tricky indeed. Then why don't I go with you? What would happen if Luo Jinru went there? Qin Yu quickly refused. Oh, no thanks. Jinru is just a friend of mine. She got heartbroken and drank too much at the bar. I'm going to pick her up now. Luo Jinru frowned. Is your friend a boy or a girl? Qin Yu replied without changing his expression, male, how could I have other female friends besides you? Su Ningji said angrily. Qin Yu, what about me? What am I? What do I mean to you? Qin Yu is very anxious now. The female devil is still in the bar. If he is taken advantage of, she will definitely kill him. Who of you would like to lend me the car? My friend is waiting and I'm afraid something might happen to her. Su Ningji stood up, took out her Porsche 911 car key and shook it, saying, Come on, I'll take you there. Why should you send Qin Yu? He is my boyfriend now, so I should be the one to send him off. Qin Yu saw that the two were about to fight again. He shook his head, sighed, turned around and left. He couldn't delay any longer. Wait until these two enemies have settled the matter. If you go too late, the female devil will break his legs. Seeing Qin Yu leave on his own, the two girls quickly chased after him and shouted. Qin Yu, why did you leave? Didn't you want a car? Yes, I'll take you there. It's hard to get a taxi here. Qin Yu checked the nearest car on the taxi app. It turns out that this is in the mountains in the suburbs, and it is really difficult to get a taxi. Just when Qin Yu frowned, he saw the counselor's eyes light up. Didn't the counselor drive here today as well? He trotted over to the counselor and explained the situation in a few words. His counselor is also a woman, about 35 years old. I can't stand Qin Yu's charming peach blossom eyes that all women can't resist. Piao Piao took out his car keys. Qin Yu picked up the car keys, immediately got into the counselor's car, started the ignition, and stepped on the accelerator. Luo Jinru and Su Ningji were still arguing when they saw a car rushing onto the road. They didn't expect that Qin Yu had already left. Hey, Qin Yu, why did you really leave? Qin Yu, wait a minute, I can take you there. Qin Yu drove and disappeared at the end of the mountain road. Humph, Qin Yu is gone, that's good. You said Qin Yu was your boyfriend, but I see he didn't even take you with him. Did you spend money to support him? Luo Jinru felt guilty. She was supporting Qin Yu with 1 million yuan a month. Su Ningji's words really exposed her. You just kept him as your mistress. Otherwise, how could he be so accommodating to you when you treated him like that? I, Suningji, need to support a man. Are you kidding me? If Suningji knew that Qin Yu was really raised by her mother, I wonder what she would think. Qin Yu followed the navigation on his phone and drove the car at full speed. But the suburban mountains were too far away, and it took him an hour to reach the rock bar. The car stopped in front of the bar and Qin Yu got out and rushed into the bar. A tall and handsome boy like Qin Yu, when he entered the bar, immediately attracted the attention of the female animals inside. Oh my god! Girls, look at the door, there's a super handsome guy coming in. A girl in the booth exclaimed. The other girls all looked towards the door. Sure enough, Qin Yu's impressive height and angelic looks immediately shocked the young ladies present. Wow, I'm in love, don't fight with me, I'm going to sleep with him tonight. Don't move, give this little brother to me. Tomorrow, you can choose any LV bag you want, and I'll pay for it. Qin Yu didn't know that as soon as he entered the bar, he was targeted by many female animals. He came to the booth area of the bar, searching one by one, and took out his cell phone to call Ji-Yu Ruoshi. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. But no one answered the phone, and Qin Yu became more and more anxious. Considering that Ji-Yu Ruoshi values her body the most and she didn't even give it to her ex-boyfriend, her body must be the most precious thing to her. If I were taken advantage of in a bar today, or dragged to the bathroom. If that were the case, Qin Yu didn't know whether Ji-Yu Ruoshi would be able to bear the blow. Just when Qin Yu was anxiously looking for someone, several women wearing sexy clothes and expensive jewelry came in. Stop, Qin Yu. A heavily made-up woman, about 27 or 28 years old, looked Qin Yu up and down while holding a red wine glass and said, Hey little brother, are you interested in having a drink? Come sit in our booth. Qin Yu frowned. He just wanted to find the person as soon as possible. He had no mood or time to drink with these women. Even when he has nothing to do, he won't come to a place like a bar. Because of his good looks, he easily causes women to fight over him in these places. Excuse me, I'm here to look for someone, please make way. Several women looked at each other in surprise. No wonder such a handsome guy actually had a date. Little brother, don't be in such a hurry to leave. Why don't you bring your friend with you so that we can have a couple of drinks together? I'm so sorry, my friend is drunk and I'm here to pick her up. After Qin Yu finished speaking, he walked around the women and continued looking for someone. Unexpectedly, the women refused to give in and surrounded Qin Yu. Little brother, I advise you to think about it. If you drink with us, I will buy you whatever you want. Chapter 25, Bar Conflict 1 vs 3. The wealthy woman who stopped Qin Yu simply used her trump card and solved the problem with money. She could see that the clothes Qin Yu was wearing were not from a famous brand, although they were decent, handsome and fashionable. When worn by Qin Yu, these clothes are like free advertising. He has a perfect body, a dog-like waist and a solid chest, just like a male model. Although the clothes are nice looking, they are definitely not luxury items. The rich woman is confident that she can use money to pry open the little brother's heart and pants. Qin Yu's eyes turned cold, a chill emanating from his body. He lowered his eyes and said to the group of women in front of him, Miss, do you think you can buy anything with money? Maybe you think you can, but I am the man you can never buy. Qin Yu said this and left in a leisurely manner. Although he is a professional bootlicker, the women in front of him do not meet the appearance level of his service targets. So these women would never be able to buy him, if a few rich ladies knew about it. If you were rejected because of your poor appearance, would you be so angry that you jump into the river? Qin Yu came to a booth in the middle, where a group of people in black suits were standing around. They are all big and strong with fierce looks, and you can tell at first glance that they are not someone you want to mess with. In the middle, lying on her back was a tall, beautiful figure with a perfect body. Her little face was slightly red, she was holding a bottle of wine in her hand, and there seemed to be tears in the corners of her eyes. Qin Yu immediately breathed a sigh of relief. Who else could this be but Ji-Yu Ruoshi? When he saw a circle of people in black suits standing around him, Qin Yu slapped his forehead suddenly. What is Ji-Yu Ruoshi's identity? As the daughter of the leader of Zhonghai's underground world, she is equivalent to the queen of Zhonghai's underground world. It was ridiculous that I was worried that she would be taken advantage of in the bar. Qin Yu stepped forward and prepared to go in. The few women who had just been rejected by Qin Yu were still following him. When he saw Qin Yu going to the middle booth, he couldn't help but show shock. Lying in the middle was the queen of the underworld whom they could not afford to offend. It turns out that this young man came to accompany that woman. Several women were thankful that they had not offended each other. Qin Yu was about to enter the booth but was stopped by the men in black suits around him. Seeing that Qin Yu was tall and handsome, the man in the black suit couldn't help but be more respectful. "Sir, our lady doesn't like drinking with strangers, so don't come and chat her up." Normally, if faced with this situation, the man in the black suit would probably just slap the guy in the face. Do you losers think you can get your hands on their eldest daughter? But Qin Yu is obviously not a loser. This extraordinary appearance is justice. Even the black suits in the underground are a little polite to him. "Big brother, your lady is my friend. She just called me and asked me to pick her up." The man in the black suit frowned. "Boy, are you kidding me? We are here, do we still need you to pick her up? Don't think that just because you are handsome, you can flirt with our young lady. I advise you to leave now, otherwise, it will be a pity for us to leave some scars on your handsome face later." Qin Yu was speechless. When the women behind saw that Qin Yu was stopped, their eyes suddenly brightened up. "Shit, I just thought he was the one that woman called here to accompany her for drinks, but it turns out he just wanted to chat her up. Sisters, we haven't lost yet, he's here for the money." Several women became excited again. If they could capture this young man at night, they wouldn't mind serving him together. Now seeing that Ji Yu Ruoshi was not taken advantage of, Qin Yu also patiently explained to her subordinates. "Brother, I am really your eldest lady's friend. Why don't you go wake her up? As long as she sees me, she will let me take her away." The man in the black suit was angry. "Boy, I've given you a lot of face, but you actually want to use this face to seduce our lady. It seems that I really need to leave something on your face today." Suddenly, 3 men in black suits surrounded Qin Yu. "Brothers, this guy is so bold that he wants to seduce our young lady with his looks. Beat him up first." Qin Yu's mouth twitched. What the hell was going on? He didn't expect that he would have to fight when he came here. "Get started," the big brother in the black suit shouted, and Qin Yu didn't need to continue explaining. Qin Yu had no choice but to catch a punch from a big man in a black suit. Then a standard judo shoulder throw. The 200-pound man in the black suit was thrown 3 meters away and hit a booth. It immediately scared the people around. The other 2 men in black suits looked at the scene in disbelief. "Damn, this kid has practiced before, let's go together." The 2 men in black suits worked together to attack Qin Yu. Qin Yu took the evasive steps of a boxer and took the opportunity to grab the arm of a man in a black suit. Another grappling move, the man in the black suit tripped and fell onto the booth. Qin Yu easily dodged the last man in a black suit who rushed up, and then punched him in the ribs with a heavy punch. Bang! The man in the black suit was hit in the liver by a punch. He rolled on the ground in pain and could not get up anymore. The other men in black suits surrounding the booth widened their eyes upon seeing this. This kid was very agile and strong, and he easily killed 3 burly men in seconds. When the other men in black suits were about to rush over and teach Qin Yu a lesson, Ji Yu Ruoshi in the booth opened her eyes. Perhaps the fight on Qin Yu's side disturbed her, and she looked towards the crowd. Then he saw Qin Yu had already started fighting with his men. Bang, 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 punch after punch hit the flesh. Qin Yu fought with all his might. As a professional player, he has been in these years. Not only do you need to be the female client's boyfriend, driver, cook, and housekeeper, you also have to be their bodyguard. Fighting skills must be mastered, so Qin Yu spent a lot of effort to learn various ways to defeat the enemy. Coupled with his strong physical fitness, height and long arms, he has no problem dealing with a few strong men. The men in black suits under Ji Yu Ruoshi were no match for Qin Yu. After Qin Yu knocked down several people, the man in the black suit became angry. They picked up the wine bottles next to them, smashed them, and held the spiked glass to kill Qin Yu. At this moment, Ji Yu Ruoshi shouted loudly, "Stop it!" Everyone heard this sound. The man in black suit stopped attacking, and Qin Yu also stopped punching. Seeing Ji Yu Ruoshi wake up, Qin Yu smiled. "Auntie, you finally woke up, I almost killed all your men." Ji Yu Ruoshi swept her cold eyes over everyone, no matter if they were the bar guests or the men in black suits, they all lowered their heads and dared not look at her. Qin Yu looked at Ji Yu Ruoshi calmly. Yu Ruoshi came to the subordinate who had just smashed the wine bottle and was about to draw blood from Qin Yu. The man in the black suit quickly explained. Miss, this boy wanted to harass you. We tried to stop him, but he hit us. I want to teach him a lesson for you. Chapter 26 Kissed Qin Yu on the face. Yu Ruoshi didn't even think twice and slapped her subordinate in the face, leaving 5 bright red finger marks. The subordinate looked at his lady in some confusion, wondering why she hit him. Yu Ruoshi pointed at Qin Yu and said to her subordinates in a cold tone. He's mine. You just tried to hurt him with the glass spikes. Luckily you're no match for him. If he got hurt by you, I'd throw all of you into the sea. The man in the black suit quickly bent down and apologized to Yu Ruoshi. Miss, I'm sorry, I didn't know he was your man, it's all our fault, please forgive me. The man in the black suit knew that when Yu Ruoshi talked about sinking the sea, she really meant sinking it in a sack, and it was not a lie. The man in the black suit was sweating coldly, he almost lost his life. The few women who were watching the fun and wanted to sleep with Qin Yu, now all opened their mouths wide, staring at the scene stupidly. It turns out that this incredibly handsome young man is really the man of this big sister. They actually dared to plot against others. If they offended this big sister, no one knew what would happen to their families. So, several women fled away quietly and dejectedly. They were afraid that the little brother would say something bad about them in front of the big sister later. Yu Ruoshi staggered to Qin Yu's side. She had drunk a little too much and her steps were a little unsteady. Qin Yu hurried forward to support Yu Ruoshi. This scene stunned everyone present. Yu Ruoshi not only has a powerful background, but is also a rare and stunning beauty. Now she actually threw herself into Qin Yu's arms, and all the male animals in the bar were envious and jealous. And those female perverts are fantasizing that they are the ones being hugged by the little brother. Qin Yu helped Yu Ruoshi sit down on the sofa in the booth. Sister Ruoshi, why did you drink so much? I thought you were in a bar and would be in danger. Yu Ruoshi stared at Qin Yu's beautiful and deep eyes. Are you worried about me? Are you worried that I'll run into some hooligans? Qin Yu nodded. Yes, you definitely don't like others touching you, but apparently, my worries are unnecessary. As Qin Yu spoke, he looked around at the burly men in black suits who were beaten black and blue by him. Har har, in Zhonghai, no one dares to do anything to me, but Qin Yu, you really impressed me. You are such a good fighter. Qin Yu scratched his head. I learned a few tricks of kung fu before. You are not just a mediocre person. Have you been hiding a secret from me? Tell me if you don't want to die. Qin Yu was speechless. How could he tell his secret? He promised that if he told it, he would become feed for fish in the river tonight. Qin Yu rolled his eyes and said. Sister Ruoshi, I learned martial arts specifically to protect you. This is really true. He learned these skills for the purpose of better serving customers. It is not wrong to say that Yu Ruoshi is his important client. Oh, really? Then your feelings for me are really deep. Yu Ruoshi thought about Qin Yu's expression of affection for her last week. It turns out that the man who loves me to death has always been by my side. He does not ask for any emotional return, but has been silently giving behind the scenes. Yu Ruoshi thought about herself. She had a man who loved her so much by her side, but she was still obsessed with her ex. She met her ex again today, but she didn't expect that guy to be completely different from before. That man actually wanted to drug her and take her body by force. He thought that he could tie himself down forever, but unfortunately Yu Ruoshi was too cautious and failed to let the man get his wish. Finally, Yu Ruoshi had her ex-boyfriend captured and both of his legs broken. Looking at her ex-boyfriend who looked like a dead dog, Yu Ruoshi recalled the scenes of her school days. At that time, this man loved her so much, but why did it become like this now? Are all men animals with lower bodies who only want to possess one's own body? Qin Yu, do you miss me? Yu Ruoshi asked suddenly, with tears glistening in her eyes. Qin Yu didn't know what happened to Yu Ruoshi today, but he roughly guessed that it must be because of her ex-boyfriend. Sister Ruoshi, you are so beautiful, any man would want to have you. Of course I want to have you too, but I will respect your wishes. I care more about the harmony of our souls. Qin Yu's words were flawless. If he said that he didn't want the other person, he might be considered hypocritical and even anger Yu Ruoshi. You are indeed different from other men. Okay, take me home. Qin Yu hurriedly helped Ji Yu Ruoshi up and walked out of the bar. The men in black suits followed behind. Arriving at the door of the bar, the man in black suit prepared to drive. Sister Ruoshi, I'm driving my friend's car here, how about I drive you there? Oh. Okay. Qin Yu helped Ji Yu Ruoshi to his counselor's car, opened the back door, and helped her in. Qin Yu sat in the driver's seat and started the car. As soon as Ji Yu Ruoshi got into the car, she smelled a woman's perfume, and the car was a red BMW 3 Series. It was obvious that the car was driven by a woman, which made Ji Yu Ruoshi frown. Qin Yu, don't you have anything to say? Qin Yu was confused. What could he say? He had just said everything he could say. Sister Ruoshi, do you have anything to ask me? This car should belong to a woman. What is her relationship with you? My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Qin Yu finally came to his senses and hurried to explain. Oh, Sister Ruoshi, this is my college counselor's car. Today our school organized a camping trip in the mountains in the suburbs. When I received your call, we were in the mountains and there were no taxis there, so I borrowed her car. Ji Yu Ruoshi nodded, she believed it. Because the smell of perfume in the car is not liked by young girls, but is favored by older women. It should have nothing to do with Qin Yu. Qin Yu drove back to Ji Yu Ruoshi's villa. He helped Ji Yu Ruoshi into their house and laid her down on the sofa. Qin Yu subconsciously looked at the wall of the living room. He thought he could see Ji Yu Ruoshi changing to a more advanced torture instrument. Not a whip, at least some torture device. As a result, the wall was empty. Qin Yu was a little surprised. Could it be that this female devil forgot to buy new toys? How could he be tortured then? This made Qin Yu somewhat uncomfortable. Sister Ruoshi, please sit for a while. I'll make you some hangover soup. Qin Yu was about to go to the kitchen when he was grabbed by Ji Yu Ruoshi. Qin Yu turned around, squatted down and said gently. What's wrong? Don't go, hold me. Qin Yu felt a chill on his back. Could it be that the evil woman wanted to torture him in another way? Qin Yu still did as he was told and held Ji Yu Ruoshi in his arms. Feeling the warm embrace, Ji Yu Ruoshi felt very comfortable and hugged Qin Yu's back with both hands. He has a really strong body, a walking hormone that women can't stop lusting after. Ji Yu Ruoshi became more and more bold and actually kissed Qin Yu on the face. Chapter 27. How much do you want to be with me? Qin Yu didn't dare to move after being forcefully kissed by Ji Yu Ruoshi. This female devil would resort to violence at the slightest disagreement. Ji Yu Ruoshi kissed Qin Yu gently on the face and smelled the faint tea scent on Qin Yu. She liked it very much. I couldn't help but bury my head in Qin Yu's chest, feeling the solid feeling. Qin Yu hugged Ji Yu Ruoshi carefully. She must have suffered a big blow today. Qin Yu also understood this woman. Sister Ruoshi, is it true that your ex-boyfriend did something again? Ji Yu Ruoshi trembled and sighed. Oh. He has completely disappeared from my life. It turns out that I, Ji Yu Ruoshi, have such poor vision. I trusted that kind of person so much before. It turns out that he only wanted to possess my body and then gain my power. Har har, it's ridiculous. As Ji Yu Ruoshi spoke, she began to blame herself. Sister Ruoshi, everyone has their own mask, but true love can never be concealed. Ji Yu Ruoshi raised her head and looked at Qin Yu's handsome and resolute profile. He leaned over and kissed it again. I just realized who is the best to me. I won't miss it again. Ji Yu Ruoshi kissed him again, but Qin Yu did not stop her because he had been kissed by many female clients anyway. As long as you stick to your bottom line, it doesn't matter if you are kissed, after all, people give you so much money. They are all beautiful women, and he doesn't suffer any loss. After Ji Yu Ruoshi lingered in Qin Yu's arms for a while, she fell asleep because she drank too much. Qin Yu carried her to the bedroom and put her on the bed. Seeing Ji Yu Ruoshi like this, Qin Yu brought a basin of hot water from the bathroom and wiped her body with a towel. Looking at the bed, the usually cold and domineering female pervert is now lying on the bed like a little bird, ready to be picked by anyone. If it were any other man, facing such a beauty, it would probably be difficult for him to control himself. But Qin Yu is not an ordinary person. After rigorous training, he can remain calm in the face of temptation. Qin Yu gently took off Ji Yu Ruosh's coat, revealing her delicate, fair and tender collarbone. Qin Yu wiped her with a hot towel, cleaning her perfect little face. It turns out that this female pervert doesn't even wear makeup, but she has a natural beauty, which is simply a gift from God. Qin Yu squatted beside the bed, admiring this pretty face. Sister Ruoshi, you are such a beauty, Qin Yu thought of this incredibly beautiful woman. She was a perverted woman who whipped him at every turn, and he couldn't help but sigh. After covering Ji Yu Ruoshi with the quilt, Qin Yu stood up and stroked Ji Yu Ruoshi's black hair with his hand. Take a good rest, Sister Ruoshi. Everything that happened before will pass. After Qin Yu finished speaking, he left her room. Qin Yu left Ji Yu Ruoshi's villa and drove back to the camping site in the mountains. When we returned to the camp, it was already 1 a.m. and most of the students were resting in their tents. Qin Yu did not go to Luo Jinru's tent. He went straight to the lounge chair by the river and sat down. The weather is very sunny today, and Qin Yu looks up at the stars in the sky. Almost there, I'm almost out of here, my new life. Qin Yu spoke to the sky. Just then, a voice suddenly came from the side. Qin Yu, when did you come back? When I turned around, it was Su Ningji. Why aren't you asleep yet? It's already past 1. I'm waiting for you. Didn't you say you would be back very late? Why are you waiting for me? I have something to ask you. I say, school beauty, what happened between us is all in the past, there's nothing to ask. Su Ningji pouted, expressing her dissatisfaction. Humph, you've liked me for more than 3 years. How can you stop pursuing me? Moreover, you turned to Luo Jinru's arms so quickly. I want to know why. Qin Yu was helpless, but he certainly couldn't tell the reason behind it. Student Su, why are you still dwelling on the past? It's over between us. Tears began to sparkle in Su Ningji's eyes. End. Why end it? Aren't you just attracted by Luo Jinru's family's money? Her family runs a chain of hotels. You want to marry into a wealthy family, right? You didn't have a good family background since you were a child, so you need a guarantee, right? Qin Yu was speechless. This arrogant little princess had a very rich imagination. If Qin Yu was that kind of person, he would have laid down comfortably long ago. What are you talking about? I really like Jinru, don't make blind guesses. Humph, you just want money, right? I have it. My family is no worse than her Luo family. As long as you follow me again, I will give you as much money as you want. Qin Yu looked at Su Ningji in surprise, wondering what was wrong with this little arrogant girl's brain. Student Su Ningji, please don't joke with me like this. It's not that Qin Yu doesn't want to make money, it's that he has principles and never gets angry. Once the cooperation ends, there will be no other interactions with the sponsor and a second cooperation is impossible. Just because Su Ningji is his classmate. If it were any other customer, Qin Yu would block all WeChat accounts on the other party's phone. Never appear in front of each other again. Qin Yu, are you saying that you are not with Luo Jinru for money? Qin Yu was suddenly speechless. Don't mention it, he really is. Luo Jinru supported him with 1 million yuan a month. 1 million. How could he refuse? In short, we can't go back to the past. You will know it later. Qin Yu, no, why can't we go back to the past? I have everything that Luo Jinru has. Are you willing to give more than 3 years of hard work without any reward? This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. Qin Yu was a little impatient, his eyes rolled, and he said, Hey, Ningji, have you ever thought about how you treated me in the past? Isn't it normal for me to fall in love with someone else now? Qin Yu simply threw the problem to Su Ningji herself and let her reflect on the problem herself. Su Ningji's pretty face slowly became lonely. Yes, she has been thinking about why Qin Yu has changed so much these days. Thinking back to how good Qin Yu had been to her, no matter what happened, she was always the most important and she had to do her job well. At that time, she ignored him, spoke badly to him, and beat Qin Yu countless times. Qin Yu always endured it silently without any complaints and always responded to requests. Even her own servants are no more than this. The more Su Ningji thought about it, the more she blamed herself. It turns out it was all my fault. When Qin Yu saw Su Ningji's expression full of self-blame, the corners of his mouth couldn't help but curl up. But after just a moment, Su Ningji no longer dwelled on the past. As a proud little princess, there must be a price to pay for pursuing her. Qin Yu, even if I treated you badly in the past, I'm so beautiful and my family is so good, isn't it normal for you to work harder? If you can catch me, wouldn't it be like a carp leaping over the dragon gate in your life, changing the class level you were born into? Qin Yu was speechless. I think I deserve the fact that I have been abused by you for more than 3 years. If getting her means moving up a social ladder, then I am still taking advantage of her. How ridiculous. Har har, classmate Su, you are really a talent. Just when Su Ningji was about to continue asking. Behind the two men, Luo Jinru, who had been listening to their conversation, finally couldn't help it. She was very angry now.